People in Douluo can travel across all realms. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 151, Teo Bao. Sure enough, it's below, Wangyoucao said in surprise when he saw the space inside through the rocks of the cliff wall. He guessed that the cave should be nearby, and this teleportation formation should also be used by the cave master to enter his cave. Wangyoucao guessed that the strong man must have died inside or outside the cave due to some accident. There was only a little bit of energy left in the teleportation array, and it was accidentally triggered by MOC and teleported him into the cave. As for what MOC mentioned at that time, he couldn't get in anymore. It should be because the teleportation array has no energy. Interesting, you don't use the enchantment formation to hide the cave, but use the teleportation formation to enter the cave. This guy's definitely a rich man. Wangyoucao felt a little excited in his heart. Maybe he could find something powerful on this guy. What about fighting skills? Okay, I found that guy's cave. Let's go. Wangyoucao picked up MOC, who was at the side, and threw it to the bottom of the cliff. MOC yelled in horror after being thrown down by Wangyoucao. Stop barking. Wangyoucao instantly appeared behind MOC and caught him. I thought you were going to throw me down, MOC said with a sigh of relief. The hanging stone is a teleportation array, which means that this guy's cave is nearby. I've already found it. Wangyoucao carried MOC to a hidden place on the cliff. It's right here. Wangyoucao looked at the cliff in front of him and said, "Here. How do you get in here?" MOC said with a straight face, unexpectedly finding the cave, but being unable to enter. Good job. Wangyoucao switched MOC to his left hand and clenched his right hand into a fist to start accumulating energy. Fire punch. A sine shock wave of grudge burst out from Wangyoucao's right hand and slammed into the cliff. Bang. A big hole was directly blasted out of the cliff by the impact of the strange fire, and this big hole happened to lead to the hidden cave inside. But, so powerful. It was the first time for MOC to see Wangyoucao use fighting skills, and Wangyoucao didn't even use % of his strength last time. The consumption is really high. Wangyoucao frowned. Fenchu had already grown to the middle level of the profound rank, and Wangyoucao's battle energy was still consumed by nearly %. Let's forget about this move. Wangyoucao shook his head. Not only did he consume a lot of Dao Qi, but his power was still very low. Maybe it was because the target was a rock. The hole. Such consumption is not cost effective for such a powerful move, and the development of the move really cannot be completed overnight. Go in and be careful. You are in human form now, and many traps can already work on you, Wangyoucao said as he pulled MOC behind him. MOC's mouse form was not big before, and he could ignore many organs that relied on pressure and touch, but now it's different. Even if he is a child, he still weighs dozens of kats, and some organs will hit if he steps on them. Trick. Wangyoucao opened his clairvoyant eyes again. His clairvoyant eyes are simply the nemesis of traps. Almost all the traps are exposed under Wangyoucao's clairvoyant eyes. I'll remove the trap. Don't run around, Wangyoucao instructed MOC, then opened his clairvoyant eyes and began to remove the trap inside. As soon as they entered the passage, Wangyoucao found a trap, the Kyanjin stone gate. This stone gate seems to be more than just an ordinary stone, otherwise it would not be used to block the passage, and ordinary people would definitely not be able to break it. After touching the triggering mechanism, Wangyoucao continued to walk forward with MOC. Since the clairvoyant eyes could not see through the solid walls of more than 2 meters, Wangyoucao could not clearly see the structure of the entire cave, so he could only walk one step at a time to solve all the traps and organs encountered so far. Where did you teleport to through the teleportation circle? Wangyoucao asked, a little depressed. They have been in this passage for half an hour, and there are forks and intersections everywhere along the way. Ma did not see it. MOC could only smell that the treasure was here, but she couldn't pinpoint its location. I remember it looked like a bedroom. I found the transformation grass in the bedroom. After eating it, I accidentally touched another teleportation circle and was teleported out again, MOC said depressingly. He was also a little annoyed that he hadn't found the treasure after coming in for so long. I really don't know what to say about your luck. You can say it, but you only ate a changeling grass. You can still come out of this ghost place again. Yunshu said speechlessly. Said. Follow me closely, I'm ready to open up. Yunshu said to Emosi behind him. Wait for me. Emosi looked at Yunshu suspiciously, but found that Yunshu had already started running. Click. A trap was triggered, and countless sharp steel spikes suddenly appeared on the walls on the left and right sides of the passage, shooting towards Yunshu and the others. Call out, call out, call out. Follow up. Quick. Yunshu shouted. A golden energy enveloped the two of them, and Yunshu activated the Susanoo to defend. It's amazing. Emosi exclaimed in shock as she looked at the golden armor covering the two of them. Even those sharp spikes can't be shot through, which is much harder than fighting spirit armor. Don't sigh. Keep running. Don't stop. Yunshu shouted. Fortunately, the body of this guy is a mouse. Regardless of combat effectiveness, the speed is quite fast. The two triggered countless traps along the way, but they were all blocked by Yunshu's Susanoo. After all, they were just traps and not attacks. Considering Susanoo's strength, it was trivial. Finally came out. After running for more than 10 minutes, the two finally left the passage and came to the real cave. This guy really knows how to enjoy it. Yunshu said in surprise, looking at the hot spring in the cave. Boss, there are good things in the hot spring. At this point, it's time for professionals to play. Emosi just took a look and found something good inside the hot spring. It seems that bringing you here is really the right choice. Yunshu looked at Mosi, who kept sniffing his nose, and said with a smile, I'll go and see what it is. Yunshu looked at the crystal clear spring water and said, if it wasn't for the steam coming from the spring, Yunshu really wouldn't be able to tell that it was a hot spring. Yo. The water temperature is just right. Yunshu tested the temperature with his hand and jumped in impatiently. Soon, Yunshu took out a red bead and swam up. Look at what this is. Yunshu didn't know this thing, but Mosi's years of being a human being were not in vain, so let him identify it. This is the Huajing pill, which can transform a piece of lake water into a hot spring, and because the Huajing pill is a elixir, the transformed hot spring can also be used for quick healing. Of course, it is only limited to trauma. Mosi said bluntly. Good thing. It happens to be possible to transform a certain lake in the Shenwei world into a hot spring, so that you can be with KD. Hehehehe. Yunshu directly put the red bead into the system space. In the next chapter, Treasure Mouse changed its name to Mickey. I also felt that Mosi was not pleasant. At that time, it was just a random name. It's not that I didn't want to change the previous one. End of this chapter. Chapter 152. Don't be too happy too early. Although the Huajing pill cannot be eaten, it is a medicine after all, and it will be consumed sooner or later. Mickey saw the wretched expression on Yunshu's face after taking the Huajing pill. After a smile, he said speechlessly, it's okay, isn't there still you? Yunshu rubbed Mickey's head. Okay, let's continue the treasure hunt. Yunshu led Mickey to go deeper. There's something good again. Seeing Mickey's nose move suddenly, and then slowly walking forward, Yunshu's eyes lit up, and he hurriedly followed. Wait. Yunshu suddenly stopped Mickey, because not far ahead, Yunshu sensed a breath. Something is coming. Yunshu stopped Mickey, who was about to speak, and said in a low voice. When Mickey heard this, he was so frightened that he hid directly behind Yunshu. As for why Yunshu didn't say that someone was coming, it was because in Yunshu's perception, that thing was not a human. At least it didn't have the aura of being a human. Roar. Roar zombies? Hearing the familiar roar, Yunshu said in surprise. He didn't expect that there were zombies in this world. After a while, a one-armed mummy slowly appeared in front of the two of them. Oh my god. What kind of monster is this? Mickey, who was behind Yunshu, was so frightened when he saw the mummy in front of him that he hugged Yunshu's thigh tightly. Looking at his clothes, he should be the owner of this cave. I didn't expect him to die in his own cave. Yunshu sighed. He was not afraid of the corpse in front of him because this guy didn't seem to have repaired his body. Because it just looks a little scary. Roar. After hearing Yunshu's voice, the mummy slowly turned its head to look at the two of them. Boss. He's over here. Run. Although he is a monster, Mickey's mind is still around 10 years old due to the shape change grass, so Mickey is almost scared to pee when he sees such a horrible scene. Percepted carefully, he's just a mummy, he doesn't even have cultivation base. What are you afraid of? Yunshu said a little speechlessly. But, he looks so scary, Mickey said weakly. Oh, what do you see in his hand? Yunshu nodded Mickey's head and said jokingly, Neji, it's still the best. Mickey's eyes lit up, but he shrank behind Yunshu after seeing the terrifying face of the master of Neji. He didn't have the guts, and in Yunshu's opinion, this mummy was indeed ugly to a new height. If you don't dare to go up, then I'll accept that ring. Yunshu raised his hand and waved a blow, directly smashing the mummy into pieces, and the ring on the mummy's hand was also sucked by Yunshu received into the system space. Mickey watched helplessly as the top grade ring was taken into Yunshu's pocket, but he didn't make a sound. Who dared him not to take it? Although he was a little curious as to why this corpse would become conscious, Yunshu didn't focus all his attention on the remains of the mummy. After all, the exploration of this cave has just begun. Let's go. What did you find just now? Take me to see it. Thinking of this, Yunshu excitedly pushed Mickey all the way to the direction he wanted to go. What neither of them noticed was that right after they left, a grey aura flew out from the debris of the mummy, swayed left and right twice, and then flew towards the other direction of the cave. At this moment, a group of uninvited guests arrived in the depths of the Warcraft Mountains, and Yunshu happened to know this group of people. Captain, I always feel that this task is a bit weird, or we should give up this task. Luo Yan looked at Yi Zhen solemnly and said, for some reason, she has been distracted since she accepted this task. Restless. It's okay. It's just collecting some horned wolf horns. Besides, don't we still have the Dr. Fu? Yi Zhen patted Luo Yan on the shoulder, then turned her head and silently handed Luo Yan a note. After receiving the note, Luo Yan's gaze became even more gloomy. Even Yi Zhen noticed something was wrong. It seemed that this mission was really dangerous. AWW. 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 Here we come. After hearing the howl of wolves, everyone hurriedly took out their weapons. From now on, every step needs to be careful. This is the Warcraft Mountains, which belongs to the paradise of Warcraft. If human beings are not careful, they will die without burial place. On the other side, Yunshu and Mickey are frantically sweeping up the treasures in the cave. After the mummy was dealt with, Yunshu and Mickey came to the place where the mummy was before, the training room and the cave. This guy planned the cave into a bedroom, training room, living room and a place to relax. The place to relax is Yunshu the cave that took away the hot spring that Mickey entered before. And now, Yunshu and Mickey have come to this guy's training room, and I have to say that Mickey's nose really works. When the two first came to the training room, Yunshu didn't find any treasures. It looked like there was nothing in it, except a futon and some weeds, but Mickey could smell the treasure here. It is a special space that requires a special way to untie it. But this is definitely not a problem for Yunshu, so he directly blurred the past and fished it out. Open it up and have a look. I smell something good, Mickey said excitedly as he surrounded Yunshu. These things were all brought out by Yunshu, and he didn't dare to go up without Yunshu's hands click. Yunshu opened the treasure box and found that there was only a bottle of medicine pill and 2 books inside. This is it, Mickey said excitedly, pointing to the medicine bottle in Yunshu's left hand. What's this? Yunshu opened the medicine bottle and poured out the pills inside, 3 blue pills that shimmered. This is the Soul God pill. Grade 6 pill. Mickey picked up one and smelled it before his nose, and then said excitedly, what's the function? Yunshu didn't know this thing, so he asked with some doubts. It can strengthen the soul, but a person can only take it once, and the second time it will have no effect. Mickey said excitedly, strengthen the soul? Yunshu was a little surprised, but he didn't expect this to be such a powerful treasure. Here, I'll give you one, Yunshu said, after putting the remaining pills in his hand into the system space. Thank you, boss. Mickey excitedly took out a jade bottle and put the Soul God pill into it. Okay, let's see what kind of cheats these 2 books are. Yunshu took out the 2 books in the box expectantly. Grave, Shadow, Step, Physical Fighting Skills. Yunshu said in surprise, after seeing the name of this secret book. He finally saw a real fighting skill after coming to Douluo for so long. Thank you book friends for awarding 1666 coins. End of this chapter. Chapter 153 Different Fire Barrier. Let me see what the second book is. Yunshu took out another book. Mickey, I'll give you this one. I don't need. Yunshu just glanced at it before throwing the second cheat book to Mickey. Thank you, boss. Mickey finally looked at the cheat book. He didn't understand it at first until he read it out slowly. Yin, Yang, He, Huan, Kung Fu. Boss, isn't this cheat book very powerful? But Mickey didn't understand the meaning of the word He Huan at all. He just thinks that the word yin and yang in front of it looks very profound. Well, but you can't practice alone. You need to meet a female mouse you like. Yunshu said lightly. Possessing a 6th grade elixir, this guy must be a powerhouse above the Daohuang, but he still has this kind of fighting skills. Really? Nice. Mickey scratched his head and said in a daze. The sharper shifting grass made his IQ only stare around this age group. Knowing treasures is already the limit cognition of his age with talent, so Mickey can't understand the relationship between men and women at all. Okay, don't worry about this. Put away the cheat books and continue looking for treasures. Yunshu rubbed Mickey's head and looked to another room. Is there anything good there? Yunshu asked expectantly. Yeah. Mickey nodded and then told Yunshu that there was an aura of treasure in the entire cave. That's it. Based on the morphing grass in the bedroom that was eaten by Mickey, the owner of this cave has been dead for at least 100 years. No wonder the entire cave is full of treasures. 100 years is enough time for an ordinary herb to grow into a top quality herb, not to mention that it is still underground, and the herbs on the ground may grow to a certain level and may be picked by humans or swallowed by some monsters. The herbs in this closed environment can grow steadily. But now it seems impossible. Yunshu can't leave without clearing this place. Just when the two were about to go on to the next place, the whole cave suddenly started to vibrate. Boom! Exclamation mark. What's the situation? Yunshu said suspiciously, and then opened the perspective eye to observe other places. But unfortunately the stone wall was too thick to see the situation in other places at all. Go and have a look. Yunshu squinted his eyes. He suddenly felt a bad premonition. Following the source of the earthquake, Yunshu and Mickey came to a secret room that they had not seen before. What the hell? Looking at the grey mist that looked like a soul body in front of him, Yunshu said in surprise. Boss, look there. Mickey quickly pointed to the wall behind the grey mist, and a bead emitting blue light was embedded in the wall. It must be the vibration caused by that bead. Be careful, I'll take that bead down. Yunshu squinted his eyes. If the strong vibration didn't end quickly, the entire cave would collapse, and the treasure Yunshu inside would be destroyed forever. I can't get it anymore. You must know that it is a medicinal herb that has been accumulated over the past 100 years, and it must be extremely precious. Flash. Yunshu impatiently took out the interpreter and teleported to Zuzu. As a result, just as he was about to reach out to remove the beads, Mika's voice sounded behind Yunshu. Boss, be careful. Yunshu looked back, and the grey mist stretched out his hand to attack Yunshu. Yunshu ignored it. In his opinion, this grey mist is not aggressive at all. Damn. Yunshu, who was picking beads, suddenly felt a sharp pain in his abdomen. Yunshu looked down, and the grey mist had already stretched out his hand to Yunshu's abdomen. What the hell? Yunshu clutched his stomach and came back to Mika's side and squatted down. Boss, are you okay? Mickey quickly came to Yunshu's side. It's okay. This guy's weird. He seems to be attacking the soul. Yunshu frowned and said. He lifted his clothes and looked at his abdomen and found that there was no wound on his abdomen. But the sharp pain was really real. Yunshu's soul had become very strong with the increase of his soul power level, but the grey mist in front of him hit him with unbearable pain with just a light punch. He wouldn't want to blow up the cave and trap us here, Mickey said in a panic. Soul body. Yunshu didn't care about Mika's words, but squinted his eyes. This guy can directly attack his soul. If nothing else, he is also a soul body. He should be the one who manipulated the mummy before. HMPH. Yunshu sneered. The mere soul body also wanted to keep himself here. It's just a good time to use you to try the new skill I just thought of. Yunshu thought to himself, then put away the interpreter, stood up and said to Mickey behind him, "Stay away." Oh. Mickey obediently exited the secret room. Different fire barrier. Yunshu gathered Kinglian's heart fire in his hands and drove the different fire into the ground according to the method of Uchiha's flame formation, and then rose from all directions. Due to the high consumption of different fires, this enchantment is only a small size, but it is relatively small and relatively easy to control. Yunshu can also control the size of the enchantment. The Uchiha flame array is a defensive barrier, while the different fire barrier is offensive. The temperature in the barrier will continue to rise with time, and even eventually reach the limit temperature of Kinglian's heart fire. However, the disadvantages are also obvious. This enchantment needs Yunshu to maintain it, unlike the flame array that can be used from a long distance. Fortunately, Yunshu, who is the master of the different fire, does not have to suffer from the high temperature in the barrier, otherwise the barrier would be useless. Hey, now you can't run away. Yunshu raised the corner of his mouth. He didn't use this enchantment to think that this enchantment could solve the soul body in front of him, but that the soul body could penetrate the wall just like his blur, so the enchantment was just to trap this guy. Raw. This guy didn't seem to have any intelligence, and after feeling the threat of the strange fire, he just kept roaring, without any intention of attacking. Yunshu guessed that the person who made this guy just regarded him as a program. If the cave is invaded, then this program will activate the things in the secret room here. This is also the reason why this guy didn't take the initiative to attack. He only attacked Yunshu when Yunshu wanted to take off the bead, and he stopped attacking after Yunshu retreated. I've improved this trick this time. It's not as wasteful as before. But Yunshu would not let the current situation continue. Yunshu controlled the strange fire barrier to shrink into a shape he couldn't avoid, and then he swung the trick that knocked on the door again. Fire punch. Boom. End of this chapter. Chapter 154 Mysterious Good. Fire punch. Boom. Exclamation mark. The grey mist was completely burned into nothingness by the strange fire. Yunshu quickly removed the barrier and then ran to the wall to take down the bead. What is this thing? Do you recognize it? Yunshu came to Mickey with the beads and asked. Boss, that. Mickey pointed to the secret room behind Yunshu. Solved. Yunshu said lightly. It's amazing, boss. Mickey said excitedly. Let's see what this is first. Yunshu was still curious about this thing that could cause vibrations. Mickey took the bead and looked at it, touched it and smelled it, but he still didn't recognize it in the end. Forget it, it shouldn't be a good thing. I'll give it to you. Yunshu casually threw the bead to Mickey and said. Thank you, boss. Mickey said with a smile. Although he didn't know what it was, judging from his effect, it shouldn't be useless. After all, it was an item used by a strong man no less than Dao Huang. This cave must have been reinforced with some hands and feet when it was built, so it didn't collapse after such a long period of vibration. But for the safety of the treasures, we have to go faster. Yunshu didn't know this either. Will the place collapse? After all, it has been shaking for a few minutes just now, and some places may have cracked. Okay. Next, the two began to sweep quickly. There seemed to be no treasure hidden in the living room. Only some herbs grew in the corner, but they did not look like high-level herbs. So Yunshu and Mickey came to the end after sweeping the things in the living room. 1. In the cave master's bedroom, according to Mitch, there should be 2 teleportation arrays. Sure enough, Yunshu found 2 things that looked like spells printed on one side of the bedroom. This should be the teleportation array where Mickey came in and out. There are also some medicinal herbs growing between the 2 teleportation arrays, and the medicinal herbs here seem to be much more precious than those growing outside. It seems that Mickey accidentally ate the transformation grass here before, and then stepped into another outgoing teleportation array. What's so good? Yunshu looked at these herbs in a daze. He didn't know any of them. Crown fruit, sandroot, cicada leaf, blue rock corestone. Mickey read out the names of these herbs and treasures one by one. Clean it up. I'll leave these to you. Yunshu said speechlessly. Hearing the names of these medicinal materials made his head grow big. Yunshu realized that he might not be suitable for refining medicine. After all, He even memorized the names of the medicinal materials. I can't help it. I don't even want to remember it. Thank you, boss. Mickey really likes to collect these rare herbs. After all, he has become a good treasure hunter. He not only knows how to find treasures, but also likes to collect treasures. Let's see if there are any good things. Yunshu rubbed Mickey's head. Mickey closed his eyes, sniffed his nose, and then looked at Yunshu with a look of disappointment. Looks like it's gone. Yunshu sighed. However, Yunshu felt a little satisfied when he thought that the master of the cave's top grade ring was in his hands. Its owner is a strong man after all, so there must be more things inside than the treasures in the cave. Okay, since there is nothing left, let's prepare to leave. Yunshu squinted his eyes and then opened his clairvoyant eyes to check over there to make it easier to go out. Looking at it, I saw a strange thing. What? Yunshu frowned, and there seemed to be a hidden secret room in one wall of the bedroom. Boss, what's the matter? Mickey looked at Yunshu's solemn expression and asked in confusion. There's a secret room over there. Yunshu pointed to the wall in front of him and said, the moment he saw the secret room, he suddenly found that there seemed to be something attracting him. Also, Mickey said in surprise. He thought that today's goods were rich enough, but he didn't expect that there is a hidden secret room here. Generally speaking, the more things are hidden, the more precious they are. Look to see if there is a mechanism or something. The secret room does not seem to be connected to this cave, because the space of the secret room is much smaller than the cave. No, boss. Mickey fumbled for a long time, but didn't want to find the mechanism. Stay here and don't run around. I'll go in and have a look. Seeing this, Yunshu directly used his blur power to penetrate the wall and walked into the secret room. Ouch. Damn it. What the hell? Biochemical poisonous gas. As soon as Yunshu entered, he smelled a rotten smell, and it was mixed with some suffocating stench. Yunshu took out an illuminated soul guide from the system space, which he bought a long time ago in Notting City. Damn it. How unlucky. After turning on the lighting tool, Yunshu discovered that the stench was actually the corpse of monster. Judging from the only remaining upper body, that is, the front paws and head, the breed of this monster seems to be a tiger, and the lower body has rotted into a dismal shape. Yunshu took out a stick and picked up the monster's corpse to see if there were other things here. It is impossible to open a secret room just to put a corpse in it. But Yunshu didn't find anything else after picking up the corpse. No, why do you have a strange feeling? When Yunshu saw the secret room for the first time, he found something attracting him, but when he entered, he only found this rotting corpse. Rotten? That's right. Yunshu looked at the tiger's only upper body in amazement. It was obvious that the lower body had already rotted inside. How could the upper body be so normal, as if it had just died not long ago? There must be some secret. Yunshu fixed the lighting soul guide on the wall, took out a set of crime tools, and put it on. That is, gloves and masks. Although the poisonous gas and bacteria here are not harmful to Yunshu, they are really disgusting, so Yunshu intends to bring them to dissect this corpse. 5 minutes later, I finally took it out for you. What Yunshu was holding was taken out from the only remaining corpse of this monster. No, this seems to be the magic core of a monster. Yunshu looked at the glowing crystal in his hand and scratched his head. Could there be something else? Yunshu raised his eyebrows, put on his gloves and mask again, and began to grope for half of the corpse. It's disgusting. Yunshu couldn't take it anymore. If he didn't see the sticky feeling, Yunshu's breakfast was about to be vomited while watching. This time, Yunshu touched something again, and it seemed to be quite small. Let me see what it is that can keep this demonic beast's body from rotting. Yunshu grabbed the thing and pulled it out. An arm guard inlaid with a gemstone. End of this chapter. Chapter 155. The title was eaten by me. An arm guard? There's a jewel inlaid on it. After seeing the armor in his hand, Yunshu was stunned for a moment. It was some unlucky guy whose hand was swallowed by this monster. This thing can keep this corpse for such a long time. Yunshu was very curious about this arm guard. A mere armor of unknown brand could have such an effect. Forget it. Put it away first. It's disgusting here. Let's go out. Yunshu spit out some water from his mouth with Shuten, washed the arm guards, put them into the system space, and left the secret room. Boss, come out. What's in it? Mickey hurriedly came to Yunshu's side after seeing Yunshu coming out. Here, Yunshu took out the magic core of the monster. As for the arm guard, Yunshu felt that it was not a valuable item, so he didn't take it out. The magic core of the 8th level monster. Mickey recognized the magic core in Yunshu's hand at the first sight. 8th level monster. Yunshu said in surprise. He didn't expect the level of this magic core to be so high. However, having said that, why do you know such high-end things as a 2nd level monster? Yunshu asked in surprise. The treasure hunter is not a powerful race, but just a mutant of an ordinary mouse monster, so in the end Mickey is just a monster. Tier, Warcraft. But it is very strange to be able to recognize the magic core of the 8th level monster at a glance. I don't know, maybe it's because of talent. Mickey scratched his head and said blankly. Yunshu saw that he didn't look like he was lying, so he didn't care. Okay, the search is almost done here, let's leave. Yeah. Mickey nodded. Although cities like the desert are safer, there are relatively fewer treasures that can be obtained. Every time Mickey goes to the desert, he may not be able to find some dead in the desert. The rings left by people. After all, those who go to the desert usually form a group, and the rings of 1 or 2 teammates who die will be taken back by the survivors. And the goods he received here this time are just these top quality medicinal herbs, which are worth his total income in the past 4 years. Oh, by the way, there is still this thing I want to take back and study it. Yunshu suddenly remembered that the 2 stone platforms in this cave and the teleportation formation on the stone platforms were still a little interesting to Yunshu, so before leaving, the 2 stone platforms were put into the system space boom! Exclamation mark. Because no weak point was found in the cave, Yunshu and Mickey went back to the previously opened passage, but due to the vibration just now, some traps had collapsed, so Yunshu had no choice but to blast away those obstacles thing. Boss, can't you just fly up with me? When he came to the entrance of the passage that Yunshu had blasted open with his fire fist, Mickey quickly hid aside when he saw Yunshu and was about to throw him up first. Okay, come here. Yunshu shook his head helplessly and said, hey, let's go. Seeing Mickey walking in front of him, Yunshu grinned, took Mickey's clothes, and swung them up vigorously. What? This is much more convenient. Yunshu came to Mickey in an instant, caught him and said jokingly, Mickey, angry? Okay, don't be angry. Think about the delivery this time. Yunshu said with a smile, and then took down the hanging rock on the edge of the cliff. Do you still remember where you were when you were teleported? Yunshu thought for a while. Since he wanted to study the teleportation formation, of course he had to collect all 4 pieces of the teleportation formation. It was at the location where Mickey was teleported. Remember, the blurry memory after coming here has become a little bit clearer now. Mickey nodded and said, let's go, we can go back when we get the last teleportation formation. Yunshu followed Mickey and started towards the last stop. At this time, not far from Broken Soul Stream. Zantengfui. So you and that old guy are also in the same group. Yi Zhen and others supported Xiangdang and looked angrily at their former teammate, the masked weirdo. Yi Zhen and Luo Yan had already noticed something was wrong, but they didn't expect that it was their own people who were cruel. After completing the task of collecting horned wolf horns, Xiangdang in the team suffered serious injuries because he was a tank and defended his teammates against attacks. The 2 brothers of the He family also suffered some minor injuries due to their lack of strength. While everyone was resting, Dr. Fu actually took the opportunity to heal several people and administered some poison to the 3 injured people. Xiangdongbin was the one with the most serious injuries because the poison old man Fu gave him was directly taken internally, so now the injuries have become more severe, and the He brothers were also poisoned because of some wounds on their bodies, causing them to lose their fighting ability. Don't get me wrong, that old guy and I don't get along, but although we are not in the same group, we belong to the same camp. Zantengfui took off his mask at this time, revealing that sinister and cunning expression and a scary ghost-faced tattoo. You are members of the ghost mercenary group. Why? Seeing the ghost-faced tattoo on Zantengfui's face, King Yizhen finally understood, but he didn't understand that they were just a group of ordinary mercenaries, and ghost mercenaries or regiments had never met at all. How could they provoke such a person? And they did not hesitate to send someone to lurk among them for so long. Don't pretend to be a fool, Yizhen. You don't understand the truth of the saying that you are innocent, but you are guilty. Hand over the things and they might still have a chance. Zhan Tengfei pointed at the three who were about to the three people who died of poisoning said. What are you talking about? I don't even know. Yizhen also looked confused. What kind of treasure did he get? Still pretending to be stupid. It seems that you have to kill one before you can speak. Zhan Tengfei was also in a hurry. His task was to get the thing in Yizhen's hands, but now Yizhen and Luo Yan still have fighting power, so they can't fight. If you fight, you can't fight them, because the old Dr. Fu has already been beheaded by Yizhen and Luo Yan, so he wants to threaten Yizhen and the others with the injured. Stop. Luo Yan watched Zhan Tengfei charge towards the He family brothers with a knife in hand, and quickly followed up to block his attack with a knife. What do you want? Luo Yan was the first team member to join Yizhen's team, but even she didn't know what the treasure Zhan Tengfei was talking about was. Okay. Since he's pretending to be stupid, I'll tell you. About half a month ago, you accepted an escort mission. Zhan Tengfei said with a gloomy face. Escort mission, that's right. So what? Luo Yan didn't understand what he meant. Did the employer make an appointment with Yizhen alone after the task was completed? Zhan Tengfei continued to ask. Captain? Luo Yan couldn't remember what happened at that time, so she turned her head and asked. That's right. Yizhen nodded. One of our brothers witnessed that the employer gave Yizhen a cheat book and a bottle of medicine. Zhan Tengfei said and stopped here. So you came here for that elixir? Yizhen finally understood. End of this chapter. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 156. So, you came here for that elixir? Yizhen finally understood. That's right. We killed your employer and learned from him that the elixir is a 4th grade elixir and 3-grain green spirit elixir. None of you have reached the level of 9-star fighter, and there is no way you would take that elixir. So, hand over the pill obediently. Zhan Tengfei stepped on Hishan's body, stretched out his hand and said lightly. The Sanwen Kingling pill is generally used for Daoshi to break through to Daoshi. If Daoshi takes it, there is a chance to directly increase 1-star level. And the 4th head of the Ghost Shadow Mercenary group recently broke through to the 9-star fighter division, so they sent these 2 people to snatch this 3-pattern green spirit pill. Alright, hurry up and hand over the elixir. Otherwise, these 3 guys might not survive. I'm sorry, I've really troubled you. Yizhen smiled dryly and took out the 3-pattern green spirit pill from the ring. He basically didn't know about elixir, let alone this kind of 4th grade elixir. With his status, it was impossible to come into contact with this high-grade product. It's really a good show, just because it's just a 4th grade elixir. It really opened my eyes. A joking voice sounded above everyone's heads. Hearing the familiar voice and tone, Yizhen hurriedly looked up. My lord. Since Yunshu didn't tell them their names, Yizhen called Yunshu his lord along the way. It's the same now. Yizhen looked at Yunshu in surprise, because they had been with Yunshu for 2 days before, so in his subconscious, Yunshu should have a good impression of them, so now he should ask Yunshu for help of. The one who appeared above everyone's heads was Yunshu, who had already found the teleportation formation stone. In fact, Yunshu had come here a long time ago, since Zhan Tengfei started telling the story. He just wanted to see what was going on. That's all. Yo. Good afternoon, Yizhen. Yunshu greeted Yizhen. My lord. Can you please help us? Yizhen knelt down and said to Yunshu. Respected Lord Dao Wang. If you don't interfere in this matter, our ghost mercenary group will definitely give you enough rewards. Zhan Tengfei saw that Yizhen began to ask Yunshu to help, so he quickly said to Yunshu, let Yunshu don't want to meddle in their affairs. A mercenary group that can't even afford a 4th grade elixir is paid handsomely. Don't tell me to give me a basket of gold coins. Yunshu said disdainfully. This is a detoxification pill. See you if you are destined. Yunshu threw 3 kinks fruits to Yuzen, then destroyed Zentengfei with one blow, and left directly. He was going to discuss with KD Medusa about starting the company first. After all, she had been the CEO of the Snakeman Group. Yunshu was going to ask Medusa how to establish and manage a sect. Maybe he will be the shopkeeper, but he still looks forward to the familiar plot characters appearing in his sect. Thank you, sir. Just take a rest here and continue on the road tomorrow. After leaving the Warcraft Mountains, Yunshu flew with Mickey until dark and then stopped in an ordinary small town. Although Mickey is Yunshu's younger brother now, Yunshu doesn't want outsiders to enter his divine power space, so he didn't bring Mickey to use the divine power to transfer, and he wants to be the suzerain anyway, so why not take this opportunity to observe carefully. Take a look at this world. Zioa, 2 rooms up. Yunshu brought Mickey to an inn and threw a bag of coins to Zioa. Okay, guest officer. This way please. Zioa took the money bag and weighed it, then led Yunshu and the 2 to the 2nd floor. Don't disturb me. Bring him a table of food. Yunshu said to Zioa after entering. Now go to Shenwei World and study that guy's ring carefully. A strange vortex appeared in the room and absorbed Yunshu completely. Taking out the ring from the system space, Yunshu put the ring on his hand. Because the owner is dead, so there is no soul imprint on the ring. Yunshu directly took out all the things inside. What a mess. Looking at the pile of things on the ground, the corner of Yunshu's mouth twitched. This guy must be too untidy. Let me be healthy. Yunshu first put the clothes and weapons inside a side, and then began to check the rest. Drugs? I don't know. I opened all the jade bottles and smelled them. There were 35 in total, but I didn't know any of them, so I simply put them all into the ring and kept them for later. Yunshu began to see the next thing. This, what is it? Yun picked up something that looked like a handle. A musical instrument? Yunshu saw that there was a hole in it, so he washed it and put it near his mouth to blow. SHHH, it's really a musical instrument. Yunshu casually summoned a strange fire and ignited it. Why are there herbs again? Yunshu felt a headache seeing these herbs now and didn't think about observing them too much. There were a total of 26 plants, all of which were collected into the ring. What is this? A map? No, it seems to be a pill. Yunshu picked it up and looked at it. There are 5 sheets in total, all of which are different pill recipes. The name and effect of the pill are also marked on the pill recipes. The 4th grade beast power dandan formula, which temporarily improves one's own strength. The 5 grade key cultivation pill recipe is used by Dao Huang and even Dao Zong's strength to restore Dao Qi, which is what we commonly call the blue bottle. 5th grade rejuvenation pill formula, used to heal serious injuries. Red bottle. 6th grade earth spirit pill formula, a must-have pill for devouring fallen heart flames. The 6th grade melting spirit pill formula can fuse the soul with the body and can make the soul power recover quickly, and it can also completely repair the trauma that the soul has suffered. Earth spirit pill. Yunshu murmured at the corner of his mouth. He didn't expect to get this pill here. It seems that he had to prepare for the next strange fire in advance. Put the recipes of the earth spirit pill into the system space and the rest of the pill recipes into the Neji. For important things, Yunshu usually puts them in the system space point. After all, this is an absolutely safe place. If the ring is lost, it will be over. A powerful person can directly erase the soul imprint on the ring. This world does not have such a good quality as picking up money. Okay, next. Yunshu unexpectedly saw that familiar thing here again. Isn't this the arm good I found in that monster before? Yunshu said in surprise, and then Yunshu took out another arm good. It's not a pair, Yunshu said curiously. They were obviously the same type of arm goods, but both were right-handed. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it looks like a good thing. It hasn't been damaged at all after being eaten by an 8th order monster for so long, but I haven't found its use yet, Yunshu said and put a pair of arm goods into the ring. End of this chapter. Chapter 157. Little Larita Cloud Rhyme. Damn it. So many gold coins. Yunshu counted, and there are about 30 gold coins here. It's really rich. Yunshu waved a bunch of gold coins into the ring. This ring is really good. Although it is not as convenient as the system space, it is much more elegant to use. Yunshu put in and released some garbage on the ground. Much handsomer. Moreover, the interior space of this ultimate Neji is so big that there are no friends. It can almost fit a tall building. Going back, Yunshu burned the pile of clothes and weapons with a strange fire, and then returned to the previous inn. What's going on outside? What happened? Yunshu heard the noise outside as soon as he returned to the inn. Boss, help. Yunshu opened the door and came downstairs, only to find that Mickey was being restrained by a middle-aged man, and behind him was a young girl. Seeing this, Yunshu instantly appeared beside the man and kicked him flying boom. The man who was kicked away by Yunshu directly knocked the wall of the inn into a big hole. Master, the little lolly on the side, shouted after seeing the man being kicked out by Yunshu, and then ran out. Of course, Yunshu is not the kind of person who will protect the calf with no brains, but with Mickey's character, he will generally not do things that irritate others, unless others take the initiative to provoke him. What's the situation? Yunshu raised his eyebrows. The man just now was a strong man at the peak of Daohuang, and he was only a step away from breaking through to Daohuang. How could Mickey provoke him? It's because of this. Mickey took out the bead that caused a shock in the cave before. He wanted to buy this, but I didn't agree, so he was going to grab it. Mickey said aggrievedly. Oh, how dare you grab it openly? It's incredible. Yunshu said in surprise when he heard it. Hey, smelly shameless guy. Come here quickly, if you're not dead. Yunshu said angrily when he came to the hole and looked at the man who was being lifted up by the little Lalita. Master, are you okay? Little Lalita said worriedly, looking at the man with a trace of blood spilling from the corner of his mouth. Huh? Why does that little girl make me feel familiar? Yunshu thought to himself. He was only about 5 years old, and his mind was already so mature. Normal children should not be scared to pee on the spot when they see this scene. The little girl had a worried expression on her face. Juna, I'm fine. The man stood up slowly, covering the place where Yunshu kicked him, and walked towards Yunshu. Juna? Such a familiar name. Yunshu blinked and then scratched his head, but he couldn't remember who it was for a while. I'm really sorry for what happened just now. I'm in the Yunshan sect of Yunshan. Who is your excellency? The man came to Yunshu and said apologetically, clasping his fists with both hands. Your name is Yunshan? Yunshu was taken aback. So isn't that young girl next to her? Well, this is my apprentice, Yun Yun. Yunshan explained, after seeing Yunshu's gaze on Yun Yun. My name is Yunshu, the one you bullied just now is my younger brother. Tell me, why did you rob him? Yunshu said coldly. Even Yunshu didn't take it seriously. This guy was a normal person before being affected by the Soul Palace, but after being affected by the Soul Palace, he became very evil, and because he just bullied Mickey, so Yunshu didn't have the slightest affection for this guy. This matter is my fault, so these should be regarded as my apology, and please accept it. Yunshan took out a low-level accepting ring, and presented it to Yunshu with both hands. Pretentious. Yunshu frowned, and thought to himself, this guy didn't say why he wanted to snatch the bead. He just apologized to Yunshu and compensated. It seems that the bead is a great thing. Even a strong man like Yunshan is in need. But since he has already made amends, there is no need for Yunshu to worry about it. He took the ring and threw it to Mickey. Yunshu took Mickey back upstairs. Master, Yun Yun said weakly, standing behind Yunshan. Let's go, Juna. It seems that thing has nothing to do with us. Yunshan sighed and left the inn with Yun Yun. Being kicked from the inn to the outside of the inn, he didn't have the face to live in this inn anymore. Master, what exactly is that makes you take it, even if you want to snatch it? Yun Yun asked softly. Hey, since you're curious, let me tell you. That bead is made from the magic core of an 8th order monster combined with a formation barrier. You only need to input battle energy to easily support a barrier. The more Dao Ki you input, the bigger the barrier will be. I thought that the kid didn't know what it was, so I wanted to buy it. It's a pity. I was too greedy, blinded by treasures. Yunshan smiled dryly. I see, master. The young girl Yun didn't know what she understood. She looked at Yun Shan and nodded. If those treasures can enter our Yunlanzang, then our sect guarding formation will definitely be stronger. Yun Shan murmured. So that's how it is used. Not far behind Yun Shan and Yun Yun Shu's figure quietly appeared. Since he had already obtained the information about the bead, there was no need to continue following. Formation. It seems that God is helping me start a business. A smile appeared on the corner of Yun Shu's mouth. Even the Guardian formation has been formed, and it is such a powerful formation. I have to get that thing back first. Yun Shu thought for a while. Anyway, Mickey couldn't understand it, and a barrier was useless to him. Back at the inn, Yun Shu came to Mickey's room. Boss. As soon as Yun Shu came in, he saw Mickey who was arranging the herbs. Give me that bead first. It's not safe to leave it with you. Yun Shu opened his mouth and wanted to get that bead back. Hey, boss knows the function of this bead and wants to take it all for himself. Mickey said reluctantly. I don't take yours for nothing. I'll give you the fighting skills itself. It can make you faster. Yun Shu took out the copy of Glittering Steps that he had obtained in the cave and threw it to Mickey. Thank you, boss. Hee hee. Mickey smiled and took out the bead. I'm going back first. Go to bed early. Yun Shu took the beads and received them in the system space. The next day, Yun Shu came to Mickey's room early and kicked Mickey who was still sound asleep to wake him up. Don't sleep. Get ready to go. Although Yun Shu gave Medusa a month's time, he believed that Medusa would definitely be able to handle this matter within a week, so he said it was time to go back and discuss it with them. It's about the establishment of the sect. Oh. End of this chapter. Chapter 158 Sister Bowl. After throwing Mickey back to Mochung, Yun Shu directly returned to the snake human tribe through Shenwei. Hello. Miss me yet? Yun Shu quietly appeared behind K-Dai and hugged her secretly. Little tree. You're back. K-Dai said in surprise when she heard the familiar voice. Hey. I didn't expect that I would come back so soon. Yun Shu hugged the butterfly and sucked it fiercely. Stop making trouble. I'll take you to see my sister. My sister has already made up her mind about what you said. KD thought of what Medusa had said to her before and asked Yun Shu to meet her as soon as she came back. It is good. Sister. Xiaoshu is back. K-Dai took Yun Shu's hand and ran towards the snake human temple. Hey, let's talk. I'm going out first. Bringing Yun Shu in front of Medusa, KD gave Yun Shu a meaningful smile and left directly. Yun Shu. Yun Shu scratched her head. Why doesn't she care about such an important matter? What's the matter? Did your clansmen agree? Yun Shu looked at Medusa and asked. Not optimistic. About % of the tribe insists on launching a war against the Jayamar Empire. Medusa said with a frown. The current situation is that there are still a small half of the snake people who are not willing to start a war. They just want to live a good life. There's a huge gap between the two sides. Yun Shu rubbed his chin. This matter is indeed difficult to handle. After all, as a queen, she must be responsible for the entire snake human race. But didn't Xiaodi say that you have already dealt with it? Yun Shu scratched his head. Yeah. Medusa nodded. Those who don't want to start a war are snake people who are not capable of fighting, so I decided to transfer those snake people into your world and let my sister lead them. Let Xiaodi take the lead? Yun Shu raised his eyebrows. The characters of those snake people are mostly gentle, and if others don't know, I don't know. There is nothing in your world, so it doesn't matter if you put them in the wild. The reason for doing this is that they don't want them to think that the snake people they abandoned it. Medusa explained lightly. Oh. Let Xiaodi, who doesn't like war, lead some clansmen who also don't like war. Yun Shu nodded. This wave is a bit interesting. It will neither reduce the overall combat power of the snake people, but also save the effort to protect those clansmen who have no combat power. So after all, you still plan to attack the Jayamar Empire? Thinking of this, Yun Shu looked at Medusa and said speechlessly. Believe it or not, I'll take you into my world. Yun Shu threatened. How dare you? Medusa narrowed her eyes and looked at Yun Shu. To be honest, she was really afraid that Yun Shu would take him into that world, and she was very shocked by going there once before. There and the Dalki continent are two completely disconnected worlds. If she is trapped there is no way for her to get out at all. I want you to do me a favor. Seeing that the atmosphere was a little stiff, Medusa talked about another matter. Use different fires to help you evolve. Yunshu raised the corner of his mouth, and Medusa had nothing else to ask of herself, except this matter call out. A elixir was thrown out of Medusa's hand, and Yunshu reached out to catch it. TSK, the 7th grade transformation pill. This pill is one of the best treasures in the entire Jayamar Empire, but it turned out to be a hot potato when it comes to your snake human race. It's so rare. Yunshu felt very strange. Speechless. I didn't expect that the transformation pill would return to my hands after such a long time. No one wants to co-author your own pill. Putting the transformation pill into the system space, Yunshu looked at Medusa helplessly. Since you already know, when will it start? Medusa said quietly, looking at Yunshu, as if she didn't care about the negligible success rate of the evolution of different fires. You have to think about it clearly. You are rushing to die not long after the sisters were reunited. Yunshu said lightly. Sha didn't collect so many ice springs. I won't die. Or, you won't let me die. Medusa watched Yunshu's mouth slightly raised. Yunshu. Oh. So that's what you called for retention. Yunshu finally understood why Medusa desperately wanted Yunshu to use different fires to help her evolve. The natural art of reincarnation. The most poisonous woman's heart. Do you know that the last time I survived was a smoke from my ancestral grave? Still here? Do you want your sister to become a widow? Yunshu said cursingly. She looks so beautiful, but her heart is so vicious. She really deserves to be the snake queen. I've observed it. Your body is very special. You only need to take in something with energy to recover. When you were in a coma, at the beginning I looked for great tonic pills and medicinal materials for you, but later I discovered that, as long as it is a medicinal material, your body will absorb it. Moreover, what you don't know is that you passed out when you resurrected my sister, but your body absorbed a lot of my battle energy, which means that, as long as you have enough energy, your resurrection fighting skills can completely revive a person. Medusa said plausibly. Yunshu. How should I pick up? Yunshu's scalp is numb right now. He never thought that this woman would guess the secrets of his body and Samsara. Although the guess is not very comprehensive, but it is pretty close, which is what we often say. Guess it, but not quite it yet. I got it right. Don't worry. I won't give up until the last moment. Medusa also knew that continuing like this would be counterproductive, so her tone became a little playful. You and Xiaodi are becoming more and more similar. Yunshu looked at Medusa's wise expression just now, and said with a complex expression. What if the two sisters not only look the same, but also have the same personality? Sister Bowl. Medusa was stunned for a moment when she heard Yunshu's words. Then she reacted and changed into that serious and indifferent expression. Stop pretending. Things like personality can't be changed in just a short while. Yunshu waved his hand and said. But now that Medusa has already made up her mind, Yunshu won't say anything more. Just help. If she doesn't help, then Xiaodi will come to him and act like a spoiled child. Okay, but in order to prevent you from having trouble at that time, you must first collect some natural materials and earth treasures that can provide me with energy. As soon as Yunshu said what he said, Dasha waved her hand perfectly, and a row of medicinal herbs and dozens of bottles of pills appeared in front of Yunshu. Yunshu. End of this chapter. Chapter 159 Medusa Evolution. You really plan ahead. Yunshu looked at the row of food in front of him and said helplessly. Medusa chuckled. Smile more. You look better when you smile. Yunshu put away these herbs and elixirs and smiled at Medusa. You. The smile on Medusa's face was suppressed immediately. When did you start to evolve? Yunshu raised his eyebrows. Tonight. Okay, but I still have something to ask you. Yunshu suddenly remembered and said. What's the matter? Medusa asked puzzled. Let's go to your room and talk. It's not a big deal. Yunshu thought for a while and said. When Yunshu came to Medusa's room, he saw the butterfly sitting by the window in a daze. What are you thinking about? Yunshu came behind Kadai and hugged her. It's nothing. Kadai turned her head and smiled at Yunshu, but the trace of sadness in her eyes was noticed by Yunshu with sharp eyes. Is it because you want to separate from your sister? Yunshu said quietly. This is the dream of my sister and the clan. I can't stop her. K-Dai leaned on Yunshu's chest, listening to Yunshu's heartbeat quietly. It's not time to say goodbye yet, and it's not like I won't be back after this trip. Yunshu comforted K-Dai's hair. Ahem. Just as the two of them were deeply affectionate, an untimely cough sounded, interrupting what Yunshu wanted to do next. You asked me to come here to see your affection? Medusa said with a dark face. No. Yunshu hurriedly waved his hands. Actually, I called you here because I want to create a sect. Yunshu expressed his thoughts. Create a sect? Medusa said in surprise. So you didn't let me attack the Jayamar Empire because you wanted to establish a sect in the Jayamar Empire? Medusa understood Yunshu's intention after a little thought. Okay. HMPH. What does the founding of the sect have to do with me? Don't tell me. Medusa said lightly. I just came to ask you how to establish a sect and how to manage it in the future. Aren't you the queen of the snake human clan? What is the management method? Yunshu began to ask for details. Taking over an ethnic group and establishing a sect are completely different things. How could I know this? Medusa said speechlessly. Then how do you manage your subordinates? Yunshu asked doubtfully. HMM. Medusa tilted her head and thought for a while. It seems that I don't need to manage. The clansmen have always been obedient. Yunshu sighed after hearing this. It seems that asking the queen won't get any answers. She didn't start from scratch and directly inherited hundreds of millions of assets. Forget it. Let's talk about the establishment of the sect later. Yunshu was a little disappointed. It seemed that this matter was probably blown. Late at night, Yunshu and Medusa came to the depths of the Snakeman Temple, a small island surrounded by a highly poisonous lake. You have collected such a small amount of ice spring. The pool in front of him was only filled with less than half of the ice spring. Yunshu remembered that the original book seemed to be full of a pool. Fortunately, the evolutionary fire was controlled by Yunshu this time, and it was not as violent as in the original book. Otherwise the probability of failure with just such a small amount of Bingling Hanquin would be too great. Time is running out, so I only collected so much for the time being. Medusa said quietly, staring at Yunshu's face. Why are you looking at me like that? Yunshu raised his eyebrows and then covered his chest. Don't be poor. Where is the strange fire? Medusa said angrily. Here. Yunshu stretched out his hand and a blue flame appeared in Yunshu's palm. The moment the flame appeared, the surrounding temperature rose rapidly. This is only half of the highest temperature of the different fire. Are you sure you want to continue? Medusa's attribute is cold, and her face turned pale shortly after the temperature of the different fire rose. Come on. Gritting her teeth, Medusa's hesitant face instantly became firm. It's cheap for you. Seeing Yunshu release the strange fire with all his strength, Medusa bit her red lips slightly and slowly unbuttoned her brocade robe. Ahem. Seeing this scene, Yunshu almost choked on himself. Due to the need to push and control the different fire with all his strength, Yunshu can only force to look at Medusa with full attention, for fear that the different fire will accidentally get out of control. Soon, Medusa revealed her real body, a huge purple serpent. Come in. Yunshu completely released the strange fire and shouted at Medusa. Without the slightest reason, the giant snake in front of him plunged into Yunshu's strange fire. What? Even if it was the strange fire controlled by Yunshu, the temperature didn't weaken at all, so the Xiao flame snake, which was burned by the strange fire, let out a shrill scream. Feeling Medusa's pain, Yunshu felt a little bit unbearable, but at this time, even if he couldn't bear it, he couldn't stop. Otherwise the evolution would fall short, and Medusa would lose her strength due to serious injuries. What Yunshu can do now is to reduce the damage of the strange fire to her. In the original book, Medusa forcibly confronted the different fire. Now Yunshu is controlling the different fire to burn her. Only when her soul feels the threat of life can she stimulate the thin trace of ancient blood in her body. As time went by, the scales on the purple snake began to fall off continuously, and the bright red blood gushed out. After going on like this for half an hour, the screams gradually stopped, and the purple snake, which was more than 10 feet long, was burnt alive and only a little more than 2 feet remained. Sister, how is she? K-Dai asked eagerly. She had come here uneasy after hearing Medusa's first scream. At this time, Her face was already covered with tears. It's hard to say, but she's not dead yet. According to Yunshu's perception, Medusa's soul breath is still there, but it has become very weak, and it can be said that she is not far from death. Stay here. I'll go and have a look. Yunshu comforted the butterfly and came to the charred body of Medusa. The aura comes from here. Yunshu found a section of the body exuding the aura and began to heal Medusa with the technique of healing and regeneration. After a while, the faint breath began to change, and it seemed to be a little bit stronger than before. Boom! Exclamation mark. Suddenly there was a roar of thunder overhead. Yunshu looked up, and it turned out that the sky at this time was already covered with dark clouds. So that's it. Has it already reached this stage? Yunshu thought to himself after seeing this scene. That's right, this dark cloud should be the phenomenon of heaven and earth caused by the energy imbalance in Medusa's body after her evolution went wrong, also known as the heavenly tribulation. End of this chapter. Chapter 160 Evolution Failure. Your sister should be fine. Although the evolution has not been successful, she is still alive. Yunshu came to Keida's side and said, "Really?" Keida finally breathed a sigh of relief after hearing that. But it's better for us to stay far away. This place may be struck by lightning later. Yunshu pulled Keida to a place about 100 meters away from the central island. It should be fine here, and you can continue to observe the process of Medusa's catastrophe. Boom. The lightning struck for about 3 minutes, and finally stopped. Yunshu came to the side of the burnt charcoal. "What a miserable queen," Yunshu said sympathetically, stroking the lump of charcoal in front of him. The stunner in the world was made into this appearance by flames and lightning. The breath has changed. Yunshu suddenly had a bad premonition click. There was a sudden crack in the coke. It can't be such a coincidence. A new soul was born? Yunshu said in shock. In the original book, Medusa had a problem with her evolution, which resulted in an extra soul of the colorful swallowing python in her body. As a result, Medusa fell into a deep sleep for a long time, and after waking up, the two souls were constantly competing for the body of control. It seems that all of this is God's will. Yunshu thought of this, took out the alchemy of the spirit melting pill from the ring, and put it in the system space. From now on, this alchemy is also an important item. Little guy, come out. Yunshu took out the earth fire lotus seeds of kingly and earth heart fire, and put them in his hand. The newly born swallowing python is a monster of fire attribute. The fire attribute lotus seeds associated with different fires are defenseless hiss, as if smelling the delicious scent of lotus seeds from the ground fire. A small snake covered with colorful scales poked its head out of the crack. The small eyes stared at the ground fire lotus seeds in Yunshu's hands full of longing, but when they saw Yunshu in front of them, they shrank back, not daring to get out of it completely. Come on. Yunshu sent the lotus seeds to the little colorful snake's mouth. Sizzle. The little colorful snake looked at Yunshu, then at the lotus seeds in front of her, and finally couldn't bear it any longer, and swallowed the ground fire lotus seeds in one gulp. I didn't expect you to look so cute. Seeing the colorful snake swallowing the ground fire lotus seeds, Yunshu smiled and patted the colorful snake's head. Sizzle seems to have sensed Yunshu's intentions, and after realizing that Yunshu would not hurt her, the little colorful snake slowly swam out of the crack, wrapped itself around Yunshu's hand, and rubbed its small head against Yunshu's palm. Haha. Yunshu waved to Keida, who was already anxiously waiting there. How's it going? Keida couldn't wait to run to Yunshu's side and asked. Yunshu stretched out his hand and showed her the little colorful snake in his hand. Sister? Keida said incredulously, but the trace of intimacy in her blood made her clearly know that the colorful little snake in front of her was her sister. Well, something went wrong with the evolution. This new body gave birth to a new soul after she fell asleep. Yunshu and Keida explained. But don't worry, as long as you take the wrangling pill, you can completely fuse your sister with this body, or find the heavenly flame fallen heart flame, and you can also fuse your sister with this newborn soul. Yunshu comforted Keida. It is relatively simple to solve this problem, especially for the falling heart flame. Yunshu can now take the colorful little snake to carry out the fusion. But let him coil for 2 days first. After all, this little snake is very cute. It is very suitable as a pet. I've given her an earth fire lotus seed. With it, your sister's soul should wake up soon. so let's wait for now. Yunshu left the temple with the colorful butterfly and the colorful little snake. Back to Medusa's room. Since the evolution took place in the middle of the night, it was already 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when I returned to Medusa's room. Anyway, Medusa was a little snake now, so Yunshu and Katie slept in her room logically. Time passed slowly, and the sun slowly rose. Yunshu scratched his stomach. There seemed to be something there, subconsciously stretched out his hand and pinched it. Yunshu, who had just pinched something, suddenly woke up and found that Medusa was lying naked between himself and the butterfly, and his hand was on Queen Medusa's waist. Fortunately I didn't wake up. I have to leave quickly. Thinking in his heart, Yunshu quietly got off the bed and left Medusa's room on tiptoe. What Yunshu didn't know was that the moment he stepped out of the room, Queen Medusa's eyes opened, and there was no hazy feeling in her eyes, as if she had just woken up. She had actually woken up a long time ago. Damn it. After coming out, Yunshu found his heart was pounding. It shouldn't be a problem to go back and find her now. About 10 minutes later, Yunshu tidied up his appearance and came to Medusa's door. After all, Yunshu doesn't know how long the earth fire lotus seed can make Medusa appear. What if Medusa turns back into a colorful little snake after going late? Wouldn't that be a waste of an earth fire lotus seed? Knowing that this is a treasure that can make everyone crazy. Boom boom boom. Yunshu also specially knocked on the door, saving Medusa to go in later. She still looks naked. Come in. After a while, Medusa's cold voice came from inside. I'll make a long story short. Now there are 2 ways to solve your current situation. First, Rangling Dan, I have this formula, but there is a problem. I don't know how to make medicine. So if you want to rely on this method, you have to. It's been a long time. Secondly, there is Falling Heart Flame underground in the Shianfan Key refining tower in the inner courtyard of Canon College in the Black Corner region, which can help you completely fuse the 2 souls. But as the name suggests, this method still relies on different fires. It burns the soul, and the fusion time may take more than a year, so it is still very painful. Yunshu said lightly, I'll choose the first one. Medusa's expression changed obviously when she heard that she would be burned by the heavenly fire for more than a year. Falling Heart Flame is a heavenly fire that ranks higher than Kinglian Earth's heart fire. This also means that its temperature is higher, and her body is only burned by Kinglian's heart fire. It is so painful, it burns her soul. I dare not even think about it. Okay, then I will wrong you to share the same body with that little guy for the time being. Yunshu said helplessly. Oh, that's right. If you turn back into a little snake again, then she will definitely follow me. Then what will you do with your clansmen? Yunshu asked in a daze. If Medusa also leaves, the whole snake will. There is no Douluo powerhouse in the human race. Hearing Yunshu's words, Medusa was also stunned. Yes, now she can't appear in the snake tribe with her own body. If she leaves with Yunshu, what will her tribe do? Or, just follow what I said before, and follow me first. Yunshu made a suggestion to Medusa. At present, it seems that this is the only way. Medusa nodded helplessly. End of this chapter. Chapter 161. The heroine spares her life. Exclamation mark. This is the only way to go now. Medusa also knew that without herself, the snake human race would not be able to survive in the Jayamar Empire. If the Jayamar Empire found out that Queen Medusa was gone, they would definitely take the opportunity to encircle and suppress the snake race. Then hurry up and inform your clansmen so that you won't become a little snake again. Yunshu pushed Medusa and left the room. Is everyone ready? Yunshu came to Katie. Medusa had already turned back into a snake and returned to Yunshu, so at present, only Katie, who had been a queen for a few days, can manage. Except for those living outside, all the clansmen are here. Katie had a sad expression on her face. She had no interest in being a queen, let alone managing the clansmen. What about those who are living outside? Yunshu asked, saying that among those living outside, there must be one of Kinglin's parents. After all, the combination of snake people and humans is originally forbidden by snake people and humans, and they dare not come back as normal. Sister said don't worry about them, but Katie hesitated, wondering whether to ask Yunshu to retrieve them. Since your sister said no, then no need. Yunshu said indifferently. It seems that Medusa also knew the situation of those clansmen, so she said that to KD. Okay. KD nodded. Tell them not to run around, I'm ready. Yunshu said to KD. It was only recently that Yunshu discovered that the pupil technique of his reincarnation eye could be matched with Shenwei. Huo Lanjiangzhen could integrate the space of an entire area and then use Shenwei to directly transfer that space. In this way, the entire Snake Man tribe and a part of the desert can be directly sent to Shenwei, just as there is no desert in the world of Shenwei. Yunshu floated in the air, looked at the snake people gathered below, and then opened the Liugao reincarnation eye and activated his exclusive pupil technique of reincarnation eye. The entire snake human race seemed to be shrouded in a transparent glass cover. Divine power. The snake tribe shrouded by the space cover instantly turned into a stream of light and was sucked into Yunshu's eyes. It's so fast. Even Yunshu himself was shocked. The speed of combining and absorbing the two space pupil techniques was so fast. Before he could react, the entire snake tribe just disappeared in the Tagore desert middle. That's it? Kedar looked blankly at the empty desert below. Well, I didn't expect it to be so fast. Yunshu was not very calm. He didn't expect his pupil technique to be so strong. To be honest, in fact, for pupil techniques such as reincarnation eye writing sharing eyes, Yunshu just it is used as a support, but the real battle depends on oneself. Okay, now it's your turn. Yunshu slowly approached the butterfly, stretching out a pair of evil claws. Don't be here. KD exclaimed. Douluo world. Because he didn't want to experience the pain of being burned by the strange fire again in a short period of time, Yunshu left upper for the time being. One strange fire was enough for the time being, and he didn't slow down the time of this world and let it pass by normally. After all, there are still more than 20 years before the plot officially begins. By the time he comes next time, Yunshu may have become a god. Woohoo. Back again. Yunshu stretched his waist. Come back again. When did you leave? Zio Wu and Zhu King asked doubtfully after hearing Yunshu's words. It's nothing. Yunshu scratched his head. He had forgotten that he left Douluo world after finishing using the domain last time, and also slowed down the time in this world. That is to say, Yunshu only left for a while. In about a second, with the strength of the two of them, they were completely unaware that Yunshu had left. At this moment, over Shrek Academy. The young master is back again. The black-robed old man's consciousness swept across the entire Shrek Academy again, and found that Yunshu had appeared in the academy again. It doesn't look like something happened, does it? It seems that the young master has a lot of secrets. The black-robed old man shook his head, and then disappeared over Shrek Academy in an instant. There is still a whole year to go. I have to develop well. Only when Tang San comes back, the plot of this world will continue to follow up. So Yunshu just took advantage of this year to improve his soul power level. It has been more than 10 years since time travel, and the soul power is only level 50, which is really delayed for the vast number of fellow time travelers. Zio Wu, Zhu King. I'm going to retreat for a year. Yunshu told the two of his decision. Close deed or practice? Why? The two girls asked suspiciously. Why do you suddenly have to go into seclusion after such a good time? In the next Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite competition, the strength of the Wuhandian team should not be underestimated. The strength of the leading group has already reached the Soul King, so you have to work hard. Yunshu said casually. This is an excuse to perfunctory Zio Wu and the two, but even so, the great strength of Wuhandian is definitely real. That's right. Here's something for you. Yunshu took out those two magical arm goods. Arm good? The two said suspiciously. The arm goods are not a pair, but two people use them. I got them from a certain ruin. Yunshu put the arm goods on the hands of the two people. What's the use of this arm good? Zio Wu said, after pulling up the arm good and shaking her hands. I don't know, but this arm good seems to have something to do with time. Yunshu said what he saw in the secret room before. Time. The two said in disbelief. Such an armor could actually be related to time. Well, the ruins I went to have existed for at least 100 years, but the corpse of the soul beast that swallowed this arm good has not completely rotted until now, as if it just died not long ago. Yunshu was also curious, but he couldn't research it, and this arm guard was obviously not used by one person, so he planned to give it to Xiao Wu and Yuking, let them try to see if they could activate the function of this arm guard. What a miraculous thing. The two looked at the arm guard in their hands in surprise after hearing Yunshu's description. Take it and try it, Yunshu said with a smile. The defensive power of this arm guard is quite strong. At least Yunshu's punch with half the force didn't break them. Okay. Just let us try Xiaoshu's strength. Xiao and Yuking looked at each other, and they both looked at Yunshu at the same time, and showed a meaningful smile. What's your expression? Seeing the sweet smiles of the two, Yunshu suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. Except X to heroine, forgive me. In the next chapter, some changes have been made to the soul skills and external soul bones of Wangyoucao and sword. Of course, only the name has been changed, but the function has not changed. End of this chapter. Chapter 162. 1 years. It's almost time. They should be waiting too. System, show me the current attributes. Ding. Name, Yunshu, ice, and fire double immunity, soul power, level 64. Soul reaping forget worry grass, 1 ring, cloud stepping fierce condor, yellow, soul skill, sleeping flower blade, 2nd ring, vampire vine, purple, soul skill, poison ivy spreading, 3rd ring. Sky heart cold fruit, purple, soul skill, pure heart fruit, 4 rings, snow lion, black, soul skill, extreme cold domain, 5 rings, black jade bamboo black. Soul technique black jade bamboo formation, 6th ring, hidden avoidance black, soul skill stealth. 7-star dragon, 1 ring, Zuanwu black, soul skill ice blizzard, 2nd ring, Suzaku black, soul skill burning flame, 3rd ring, white tiger black, soul technique tornado storm, 4 rings, azure dragon, black, soul skill, 9 heavens thunder. Fusion skill, 4 saints blessing, soul bone, cloud stepping wing, external soul bone, effect, flying, feather blade, feather armor the unparalleled right arm of Vajra immortality point effect, King Kong is not bad. Strengthened it's already level 64. Yunshu looked at his attribute panel and said blankly. Before retreating, he gave the colorful little snake to Katie. In a year, he met people twice, and the 2 times were only 1 day apart. On the same day, he went to Shenwei space to see Katie and Medusa. The next day, I went out to see Xiao Wu and ZHU King, and spent the rest of the time almost entirely on cultivation. When his soul power reached the bottleneck, he turned to Daoki, and when he was tired from doing Daoki training, he continued to cultivate his soul power. After living alone for a year, Yunshu felt that, if he didn't go out again, he might be suffocated to death. Boom! Exclamation mark. Yunshu punched open the stone gate of the closed cave, and the sun shone down, causing Yunshu to suddenly have a feeling that time had passed. What? Arriving outside the cave, Yunshu raised his head to the sky and let out a long roar. After holding it back for nearly a year, he finally came out again. Xiao Wu, Zuking, I'm back. This is a necessary Linoop supplement for participating in the Soul Master competition. The severity of the competition is far beyond your imagination. It is difficult to cope with the heavy schedule and changeable opponents with only 7 players, whether it is physical strength or skill combination. Everyone sit down. As soon as Yunshu came to the back mountain of Yunshu, he heard the voice of the master not far away. I didn't expect it to be such a coincidence. There are still 5 days before the Soul Master competition. Yunshu sighed. He didn't calculate the time well at the beginning, so he came out halfway, but he didn't expect the time card to come out this time was just right. In a few days, the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite competition will start. Today I will tell you the rules first. Oh. Good morning everyone. Yunshu rubbed his eyes and yawned, and then appeared directly in the eyes of everyone. Little tree, you finally came out. Tang San said excitedly, after seeing Yunshu. You finally come out. We are still worried that something went wrong with your retreat. Xiao Wu and Yuking hurried to Yunshu's side, hugging Yunshu's arms from left to right. Yunshu raised his eyebrows at ZHU's Yuking who was so proactive, and said in surprise. It seems that this little girl has completely ended with Daimyo, otherwise she wouldn't have hugged herself so openly. Daimyo on the side just sighed when he saw this scene. He knew that he did it by himself. That's why Zyuking threw himself into someone else's arms. Zyoshu, it's good that you come back. I'm still worried that you won't be able to catch up with this competition. The master said happily from the side. The more participants, the greater the chance of winning the championship. In particular, Yunshu is also a very powerful soul master of the control system. Not only has a good control ability, but also has a fighting ability no less than that of a soul master of the agility attack system. By the way, Zyoshu, what is the result of your retreat for so long? How many levels has your soul power broken through? Zyo asked curiously. Aha, we want to know too. The few people sitting on the side also looked at Yunshu with eyes full of anticipation and nodded frantically. Then don't be scared. Yunshu heaved a sigh of relief, closed his eyes, and began to act aggressively. A yellow soul ring appeared at the foot of Yunshu, followed by purple, purple, black, black, black. My god. Soul Emperor. 3 black soul rings. How is this possible? Everyone looked at the soul ring on Yunshu's body and fell into a frenzy. He has been promoted to more than 20 levels in a year, and he can't dance like eating fairy grass. Zyoshu, you jumped from level 60 to more than in 1 year? Tang San also looked at the spirit ring on Yunshu in a daze. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. How did you cultivate, Zyoshu? The master looked at Yunshu with fiery eyes and said excitedly. As a theoretically invincible soul master, he has never seen anyone who can jump more than 20 levels in 1 year and win 2 10,000-year soul rings alone. Well, read more books, read more newspapers, eat less snacks, sleep more. Yunshu didn't know how to answer. Could he tell them that I was cheating? At first, I thought the championship of this competition was a bit uncertain, but now that you are so powerful, Zyoshu, it seems that we are bound to win the championship this time. After seeing Yunshu's strength, Daimyo's eyes were completely different. There is no envy, only deep admiration is left. Now that the girl is gone, then go home and inherit billions of assets. Daimyo's thinking was very simple. Originally he was just escaping from reality, but when he saw his original fiancé throwing himself into someone else's arms, he suddenly came to his senses. Continuing to be so decadent would only make the scumbag at home worth $2 to $5 to $80,000. The idiot seems to be even more arrogant, so it's better to give it a go, as long as he can win. No, it seems that he can definitely win now. Ahem. Listen carefully, Zyoshu's breakthrough to the Soul Emperor must be kept absolutely secret from now on. The master also figured out some things after being excited. If Wu Hundian found out about such a genius soul master, he would definitely send someone to deal with Yunshu. Ah. Why? Some people don't understand. Isn't it a good thing to be strong? Why can't you show it off? Listen well, originally I didn't plan to tell you this at this time, but now that Zyoshu has reached this point, I must let you know the next thing. Wu Hundian looks like a particularly glorious place on the surface, and it is also the place that many soul masters yearn for the most. Master, is there any question? Mahanjan raised his hand and spoke. Don't interrupt. Daimyo knocked Mahanjan on the head. But in fact, the truth is just the opposite. End of this chapter. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 163, Brand New School Uniform. But in fact, the fact is just the opposite. The master pondered for a moment. If the genius soul master favored by Spirit Hall doesn't join Spirit Hall, then he will disappear secretly soon. The master didn't know what Spirit Hall did to those soul masters, but without a doubt, definitely not a good thing. What? Everyone was shocked when they heard this. They didn't expect the Spirit Hall to be so radical, and they would destroy it if they couldn't get it. Although all the people present were 12 or 13-year-old children, none of them were fools. They talked about this point, and if they didn't understand it, they would be fools. So Zyoshu is in a very dangerous situation now. Xiaowu heard this and hugged Yunshu's arm tightly. That's right, it's best not to expose Xiaoshu's strength during the preliminary stage. If this monstrous talent is exposed, Xiaoshu's situation will definitely not be easy in the future. The master glanced at Yunshu and the audience seriously. Everyone. Yes. Yunshu nodded. His goal was only the Wuhandian team and the rest of the rookies. Even if they won the game, the system probably wouldn't reward him with anything good. Don't worry, master. We will definitely keep the secret, everyone said firmly. Then, please forget about Xiaoshu's strength for now. Let's continue the topic discussion just now. Little monsters. For this Advanced Soul Master Academy competition, the dean specially designed a batch of brand new cool school uniforms. After discussing the tactics, Dean Flender came to everyone with a gaudy box. Yunshu already knew what it was, but even if he was killed, he wouldn't wear this dress, even if he died! Exclamation mark. Fortunately, I'm prepared. Yunshu designed a set of school uniforms similar to Xiao organization for Shrek students very early, or battle uniforms. Of course not the battle uniforms of Dragon Ball, a bit similar to Tang San, the style of the previous life. Although the styles and colors are different, the patterns are the same. All are pure colors with auspicious clouds. It can't be the school uniform from last time, right? Oscar came to the box, as if he didn't dare to open it for fear of seeing the shit green clothes. HMPH. We are going to win the championship. Not only are we the strongest, but we also wear the best clothes. Flender said proudly. No way. Tang San and the others muttered in the corner of their mouths, recalling the design drawing they saw before. Oscar took out his clothes and put them on. It's even uglier than last time. Everyone complained after seeing it. Ahem. Dean, I'm afraid you'll be laughed at to death if you wear the clothes you designed. Yunshu said helplessly. He wouldn't wear such green clothes. Go. What do you know? Flender said dissatisfied. I have some battle suits here. Do you want to try them? Yunshu said suddenly. As long as it's not green, I'll wear it. Oscar rushed to Yunshu's side and said with a sad face. Xiaoshu, show us quickly. Tang San couldn't accept this kind of clothes, so now he could only see Yunshu's taste. Don't worry, I won't let you down. Yunshu took out a big box from the ring. What a strange color scheme. Everyone said in surprise after seeing the color of the clothes. It doesn't matter, let's try it on first. Oscar quickly took off the green clothes on his body and put on the cloud battle suit designed by Yunshu. What a strong sense of sight. Xiaoshu's clothes are so handsome. Looking at Oscar in the battle suit, several people felt that Oscar's appearance had been improved by more than one level in an instant. Little monster. The taste is good, but I still think the clothes I designed look better. Flender exclaimed after seeing the battle suit that Yunshu took out. Xiaoshu's taste is probably 1,000 miles away from yours. Several people thought to themselves. Okay, as long as everyone likes it, then I can rest assured. Yunshu also took out some of the remaining clothes and distributed them to everyone. Now I don't have to be ridiculed at all. Mahanjan patted his heart and said. By the way, Xiaoshu, do you want to put this? Flender tore off the name advertisement for the sincere recruitment on the back of the clothes he designed, as if he wanted to stick it on the battle uniform designed by Yunshu. No. Everyone said in unison. HMPH. I'm also thinking about the academy, you little monsters who don't know how to appreciate it. Flender, spurned by everyone, had no choice but to leave here. Did you miss me? That's why you called me here? Yunshu looked at Xiaowu and Zhu King in front of him with a smirk. After the school uniform incident, everyone dispersed, but Xiaowu and Zhu King stopped Yunshu and took them to a remote place in the back mountain. After everyone had left, we have something to tell you. The two of them looked serious, as if there was no ambiguous relationship going on. What's the matter? Yunshu raised his eyebrows. They seemed to have something to do, so Yunshu put away that laughing expression. Do you still remember the pair of arm goods you gave us a year ago? Zhu King said quietly, looking into Yunshu's eyes. Remember, what? What's the use of what you have already researched? Yunshu said in surprise. You must know that the arm good must be related to time. If you can really research some skills, your strength will definitely be greatly improved. Come and try. The two took out the arm good from the soul guide and put it on their hands. Attack us, Xiao Wu and Yu King said at the same time. Are you sure? Yunshu raised his eyebrows. He is a soul emperor himself, and it is not easy to beat these two soul sects. Stop talking nonsense and come quickly. Who told you to use your full strength? A normal attack is enough. After spending a long time with Xiao Wu, Zhu King seemed to have become much more cheerful. Be careful. Yunshu stretched out his hand, and a special bamboo appeared in his hand. Yunshu's fifth soul ring is from the special soul beast Moi green bamboo. The soul ring skill is not only the soul skill of touching fish and green bamboo array, but also can be used as a weapon by condensing the soul power into Moi green bamboo after attacking. A maximum of 6 bamboos can be condensed, and the bamboo can be preserved for up to 1 hour after leaving the cloud tree. The hardness of black jade and green bamboo is quite high, at least higher than that of weapons made by some low-level blacksmiths. Flash. Yunshu, holding the bamboo in his hand, came to Xiao Wu in an instant and pointed at Xiao Wu's heart with the bamboo in his hand. After Yunshu broke through to level 60, the interpreter unlocked the last skill, assimilation. Assimilation. You can attach all the attribute skills of the interpreter to any weapon. In other words, the current Yunshu can use any weapon, including bamboo, to activate all the skills of the interpreter. End of this chapter. Chapter 164 Slowing Time. Flash. Yunshu came to Xiao Wu in an instant. HMPH. Xiao Wu and Zhu King looked at each other and pushed their arm goods towards each other at the same time. Ding! Exclamation mark. The gemstones on the two arm goods collided and made a ding sound, and a white shock was released immediately, enveloping Yunshu. What? Yunshu subconsciously stretched out his left arm to block in front of him. Only after a while Yunshu found that the shock wave did not seem to cause any harm to him. Oh, what kind of new skill is this? Yunshu said in surprise. Although there was no harm, he had an uncomfortable feeling. Call out. What the hell? Yunshu touched the top of his head, as if someone had pulled out one of his hairs just now. Are you? Huh? Where are you? Yunshu was just about to ask Xiao Wu what they were doing, but turned around and found that the two of them had disappeared. Call out. Another figure passed in front of Yunshu. This time Yunshu saw it, because that blurry figure was pink. Exclamation mark. How did Xiao Wu and the others become so fast? Yunshu said in surprise. No, it's not that they have become faster. It's me who has become slower. Yunshu just remembered that the uncomfortable feeling just now should be that his time is out of touch with the whole world. Okay, stop for a moment. I understand. Yunshu called a pause. Unexpectedly Xiao Wu and Zhu King figured out how to use the arm guard, and what Yunshu didn't expect was that the arm guard can actually hold people's body time slows down. Hey. Xiao Wu and the two also touched the effect of the arm guard, and they stood in front of Yunshu and smiled sweetly. Tell me, what is the function of this arm guard? Yunshu was very curious. He didn't expect that the thing he picked up was so powerful that it could even use time-related skills. Didn't you guess it? Xiao Wu said helplessly. Originally she wanted to scare Yunshu, but Yunshu saw through the skill with 2 eyes. Slowing down the opponent's time feels powerful. Is there any side effect? Yunshu asked suspiciously. To be honest, this skill is really incomprehensible. If there is no side effect and the consumption is not high, just slow down the opponent's time. Slow, then the opponent becomes a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. There are no side effects, but there is a big disadvantage. The two looked at each other and said in a serious tone. What shortcoming? Yunshu raised his eyebrows. That is, this skill can only be used once a day, and you have also seen the shockwave. It can only be used when the opponent is close, and if it is not activated in time. Xiao Wu will stop talking about it later. But it goes without saying that Yunshu also knew what was going on, and he also guessed why another arm guard was found in the belly of that 8th level monster. It seems that the skill can only be used as a trump card. It's best not to have too much expectations for this skill, unless it is absolutely necessary, Yunshu said quietly after listening. This was also the reason why the opponent was Yunshu. If the one who attacked them just now was an enemy, then Xiao Wu and Zhu King might be hurt by the enemy before they could use this move in time. By the way, this trick doesn't have a name yet. Xiaoshu, you brought it back, so you can give it a name. Both of them looked at Yunshu expectantly. Well, why don't we just call it bullet time? Yunshu didn't know how to name it. Anyway, bullet time is considered to be extremely slow by others, and this arm good can also make others so slow. Isn't it similar to bullet time? Bullet time. Xiao Wu muttered at the corner of her mouth. This bullet reminded her of a weapon that was dusted in the ring, and the ammunition of that weapon was called bullet. But that weapon was too cruel and was disabled by Xiao Wu. That's right, it's that bullet. Yunshu looked at Xiao Wu and raised his mouth. What are you talking about? Zhu King asked suspiciously as he watched the two of them guessing. I'll explain to you later. Xiao Wu said. Okay, is there anything else you want to tell me? Yunshu looked at the two people in front of him with a smirk again. No more. The two shook their heads and said, hey. Then it's my turn. Yunshu gave a strange laugh and rushed forward. What? How is it? Is the clothes I designed very popular? Walking on the way to the Soul Master competition, seeing passers-by keep focusing on them, Yunshu said proudly. HMPH. If you wore my suit, you would definitely gain more than that. Dean Flender said unconvinced. There are indeed many. Yunshu thought speechlessly in his heart. He was ridiculed like that in the original book, and Yunshu wished to kill all the people who laughed at him. Look. What academy are they from? They look so domineering. Yeah. Why are you so handsome? Damn it. Steal the limelight from our academy. Listening to other people's praises and jealous words along the way, everyone was a little flattered by the praise. Hey, look, isn't that Kanghu Academy? Walking to the main entrance of the competition arena, everyone saw Kanghu Academy walking in front of them. This academy has provoked them more than once, so everyone still remembers such a mentally handicapped opponent. Look at their clothes. It's so tacky. It's so ugly. Hehe. Oscar pointed to the school uniform of Kanghu Academy and covered his mouth with a smile. The academy that mocked Shrek in the original novel did not expect to be ridiculed by Shrek Academy today. What a joke. You. The people of Kanghu Academy immediately turned around and glared after hearing Oscar's voice. What are you doing? A gloomy voice sounded. Everyone looked up, and an old man who didn't look like a good person stood on the stairs and said gloomily, oh, the master of the little white dogs is here. Mahanjan put his arm on Damubei's shoulder and said laughingly. As a result, right after Mahanjan finished speaking, he saw Shinan's terrifying expression and immediately closed his mouth and shrank into the crowd. Go. Shinan gave Mahanjan a cold look and said to the students of Kanghu Academy. Haha, it's really different when the master comes. You're so obedient. Seeing that they ignored him, Mahanjan leaned over again. Okay, Fatty. Flender stepped forward and prevented Fatty from continuing to die. This old guy actually went to Kanghu Academy. Flender said in surprise, looking at Shinan's figure. The treasure boy's here. Yunshu looked at Shinan's figure with a smile on his lips, and he couldn't miss it when the time came. End of this chapter. Chapter 165. Senbei boy here. Yunshu looked at Shinan's figure with a smile on his lips. Teacher. Who is that old man? Mahanjan approached Flender and asked. His name is Shinan, Wuhan Kan Meng. His character, he will take revenge. Be careful, you boy. Flender looked at Mahanjan and said with a smile. Remnant Meng. Could it be the environment? There is such a spirit? Tang San said in surprise. His martial spirit is very difficult to deal with. Even if he is stronger than him, I would not fight him. Oh. Everyone nodded in understanding. Okay, let's start. Let's go. Shrek Academy. Fight against the second team of Xiandao Royal Academy. Shrek Academy. Never heard of it. I'm going. You haven't seen this before. It's the most handsome team at the opening ceremony. It is said that they not only have handsome team clothes, they are even more handsome. Especially the mysterious person wearing a patent mask at the end. Even more attractive. Is it attractive to wear a mask? I can also wear it. Do you see if I'm attractive? Little tree, even though you put on a mask, if you have the heart, you will still find out your real identity, so you don't want to do it this time. Tang San looked at Yunshu and said slowly, I didn't intend to go up, the rubbish that you can dispose of in a minute. Why should I go up there? Yunshu said lightly. He came here purely to watch the show, and basically there is no good reward for beating these mentally handicapped. It is better to save some energy to do it at that time. After all, he is also a level 72 soul saint. Although the overall strength is not as strong as Yunshu's system will calculate the opponent's strength in the main world Douluo. Even if the strength is not as strong as Yunshu, a higher level than Yunshu is considered a leapfrog battle, so you can get rewards at that time very rich. The next day, finally came the second match. This time Shrek was fighting against the 7 muscular brothers from the Elephant Armor Academy. Yunshu had some ideas about this battle, but it's a pity. This battle was paid special attention to by Salus from the Hall of Spirits, so there was a risk of exposure for Yunshu to play. In fact, Yunshu himself doesn't care whether the other party sent people like Contra and titled Douluo to assassinate him. After all, his own strength is there, and it is not impossible for a different fire to kill titled Douluo in seconds. It can definitely kill in one hit if done properly. But he is not the only one suffering from this situation. Xiao Wu, ZHU King and the others may be targeted by the Spirit Hall. Yunshu can protect them for a while, but not forever. He can't keep them both hidden in the world of Shenmue. Although they can survive there are no other humans except them, only a group of snake people who hate humans. Tang San Yunshu doesn't need to worry. After all, he has an awesome father. As for the others, Yunshu didn't care too much. After all, they didn't spend much time with Yunshu. If it wasn't for Xiao Wu's Yuking and Tang San, Yunshu probably didn't want to communicate with them. Come on. Yunshu encouraged Xiao Wu and ZHU King. Okay. Next, Yunshu stood in the stands and watched several people performing below. It's simple. Yunshu was already yawning boredly. He really hoped that tomorrow would come sooner and meet that boy who gave away treasures back then. You don't have a match today, but I still suggest you watch the match so that you can get a better understanding of your next opponent. Shrek Academy didn't have match today, but the master still let Dean Flend lead everyone to the match the place. I won't go. Anyway, I don't need to play for a while now. Yunshu yawned. He was bored to death for the past 2 days. He finally had a good time today. He couldn't miss it. Well, anyway, with the strength of your Soul Emperor, even the Wuhandian team is not afraid, but in order for the rest of the team members to feel the opponent's strength more intuitively, so they still need to watch the opponent's game. Master Jing said quietly, go, go. Yunshu waved his hands indifferently. Xiao Shu, I'll stay with you. Xiao Wu suddenly came to Yunshu and said, no need. You should go watch the battle too, and learn the opponent's tactics well. Yunshu said as he patted Xiao Wu's head. Just kidding. If you stay, how can I make trouble? If Xiao Wu knew that he was going to step up to challenge the Soul Sage, Xiao Wu would definitely follow her without worry. Xiao Wu didn't have the same way to deal with illusions as Yunshu and Tang San. If she was hurt by Sharingan, then Yunshu would feel distressed. Hearing Yunshu's words, Xiao Wu nodded and followed Flender's team, so everyone except Yunshu went to the arena of the competition. They are needed for the next game, so they have to watch the game. After all, they participate in the game to win, not to paddle. Even if there is a Soul Emperor like Yunshu who can take them off, they still want to work hard to see how far they can do it. Finally left. Seeing everyone leaving the academy, Yunshu took out Runter from the system space that hadn't been used for a long time. Oh no, it's an Obito set. Loose windbreaker, coupled with a weird whirlpool mask, no matter how handsome it is. Hey, little Sanzi, let's feel the fear of being dominated by ninjutsu again. Yunshu let out a horrifying laugh with an earthy voice. That's right, Yunshu's goal this time is not only Sharingan, but also Tang San. He has retreated for a year, and there will be rewards for challenging Tang San again. Tang San went to watch the battle, and left, only after talking with the master. That is to say, he has almost left the fighting spirit arena now. Yunshu squinted his eyes, and walked directly into the sky, flying to the street. He wants to follow Tang San. In the original book, Tang San walked out of Sharingan City under the illusion of Shinan. Yunshu was afraid that he would die if he went too late, and Shinan would die before he could make up the knife. Ohuo. Are you already in the illusion now? Seeing Tang San walking straight towards the outside of Sharingan City, Yunshu knew that the illusion of the year had already taken effect, although Tang San didn't noticing it. But as soon as he notices something is wrong, Tang San can take the initiative to see through this illusion. Not long after, Tang San left Sharingan City in the eyes of Yunshu and came to the suburbs. A few hundred meters away from Sharingan City, Tang San suddenly took out the godly huge crossbow. Have you seen through it? Yunshu said with a smile. Ziji Magic Eye and Sharingan are really natural nemesis against illusions and illusions. Okay, it's my turn to play next. Yunshu straightened his clothes and then slowly disappeared. End of this chapter. Chapter 166 Instant Kill. Okay, it's time for me to play. Yunshu raised the corner of his mouth and then disappeared in place. I'm going to see a young man known as a genius become like this soon. I'm already so excited. Yunshu kicked Shinan's old face when he heard Shinan's obscene laughter and kicked him away. Shinan flew out with a scream, and the 7th spirit ability used to trap Tang San was also deciphered. What? Tang San was shocked. He didn't expect someone to rescue him at this time, even though he didn't need rescue. Yo. Long time no see. Yunshu greeted Tang San. It was a long time ago that Yunshu challenged the 7 Shrek monsters as a mysterious masked man. It's you. Tang San said in surprise. Seeing this weird mask, he instantly recalled the identity of the person in front of him. Are you here to save me? Although Tang San was puzzled, he still asked. Don't get me wrong, I'm just here to test how far your strength has reached. Yunshu said lightly. Then Tang San raised his eyebrows, looking at Shinan, who was kicked by Yunshu not far away. Get rid of him, and no one will bother us. Yunshu said, and slowly turned around to look at Shinan, who just got up from the ground. Yunshu's kick just now was a sneak attack, and the force was not low, so he kicked Shinan in a daze and lay on the ground for a long time before he woke up. Damn it. Who are you? Shinan got up and looked at Yunshu with a gloomy expression. If this guy didn't appear suddenly, Tang San would be dealt with immediately. Of course, this is just what he thinks. I'm here to kill you. Yunshu didn't talk nonsense, and after finishing speaking, he gathered his fighting spirit and rushed towards Shinan. HMPH. Overthinking one's abilities. When Shinan saw this person rushing towards him, a disdainful smile appeared on the corner of his mouth, and then directly activated his 7th soul skill, Nightmare. Heh. Yunshu's Sharingan had already been opened. Anyway, Tang San couldn't see it hidden in the mask. In the anime, you can see the Sharingan in the Obito mask, because the audience can't see it without drawing the glowing Sharingan, and the mask with only one eye socket can't be seen at all in this dark environment. Eyes. Fire Fist. Full power. Yunshu murmured silently in his heart, and then mobilized the strange fire in his body, all of which was attached to the grudge, and punched the real body of the year. What? Seeing Yunshu's attack suddenly turning, Shinan was frightened out of his wits. He also felt the terrifying high temperature of the sudden appearance of the strange fire. If he didn't hit this blow, he would definitely die without any scum. Stop. Say something. Shinan couldn't remember to fight back for a while, because it was the first time he felt a real fatal attack. Talk about your mother's size. Yunshu put his grudge again, to make the attack a step faster. Boom. Ding. Kill Soul Sage by leapfrogging. Reward a high level lottery ticket. Ouch. Not good. I forgot that this guy still has a treasure on him. Thinking of this, Yunli pulled back his horse and retracted all the strange fire so that even the soul bone would not be burned into nothingness by the strange fire. Come back. Yunshu manipulated the different fires back into his body, then stepped forward to look at Shinan's body. Hey, it's all burnt. Yunshu looked at Shinan's corpse and said in a disgusted tone, Queen Medusa had been burned by the strange fire for so long to become like this. This year, Shinan was only burned by the strange fire. It was already burnt out in a second or so, indicating that the physical fitness of the strong human beings in this world is indeed somewhat poor. But this spirit bone is really strong. It's not damaged at all. Yunshu picked up the spirit bone and threw it directly to Tang San. This soul bone belongs to the auxiliary system, and it is useless for Yunshu to take it, and it is not easy to give it to a friend later. After all, his identity is hidden. It's better to return it to Tang San, and then he will hand it over to Ningrang. Give it to me, Tang San said in amazement. He didn't expect that the person in front of such an important treasure as the spirit bone would give it. As soon as he said it, you must know that the spirit bone is a priceless treasure in this world, and many people have money. I can't even buy it. Then I won't be polite. Seeing that Yunshu was facing him so directly without speaking, Tang San simply put away the spirit bone. Okay, now let me try how strong you are. Yunshu raised his right hand, ready to seal. Although I haven't used ninjutsu for a long time, some simple techniques can be used without Yunshu. But Yunshu had also learned one-handed mudra. At any rate, it would be boring if he didn't use it as a pretense, and now he could use ninjutsu in the mudra, and he could catch Tang San by surprise. Seeing this, Tang San hurriedly jumped back to extend the distance. He had seen Yunshu's mysterious and unpredictable elemental attacks before. They either spit them out of his mouth or appeared inexplicably. In short, the farther away the better. Hey. Yunshu grinned, separated into 4 shadow clones, and then, ninja method, 4 purple flame array. What? Tang San saw that the 4 clones surrounding him actually opened a barrier to trap him in it. Don't run around, otherwise you will be burned to death. Yunshu stretched out his finger to warn Tang San not to leave here. Although Tang San had taken Zhuo crossing Jiaoshu, but who knows if this Zhuo can hurt him. Yunshu didn't know. Tang San didn't dare to gamble. It's fine if he wins the bet, but he's screwed if he loses. Heh. Seeing this, Tang San took out his hidden weapon, the godly Zhuge crossbow. Judging from the strength he showed just now, it is definitely very simple to kill me instantly, but he just wants to tease me like this. Who is he? Tang San looked at Yunshu, who was slowly walking towards him. I thought to myself. He knew that Yunshu didn't have any malice towards him. The last time he appeared was to challenge them, and this time he appeared directly to help him clean up the enemies who wanted to murder him. Are you my father's man? Tang San suddenly thought of his father. He had learned not long ago that his father was the youngest titled Douluo on the mainland. The person in front of him might be his father. Come and test his strength. No, Yunshu said lightly. Tang San just thought too much, but maybe Yunshu would think the same way. Then why do you keep pestering me? Tang San kept looking for opportunities. The person in front of him seemed to be walking towards him quietly, but the pressure on him was no less than the titan he met before. Yunshu ignored Tang San, but continued to make seals. Earth Dungeon Huangquan Swamp. End of this chapter. Chapter 167 Anti-Void. Earth Dungeon Yellow Spring Swamp. Yunshu clapped one hand, and the ground under their feet gradually turned into mud. What? A soul skill that changed the entire terrain. Tang San exclaimed, seeing this situation. Blue silver grass. Tang San hastily released the blue silver grass as a place for himself to step on. Otherwise, once he stepped into the swamp, he would never be able to recover. Stepping on the blue silver grass, Tang San quickly jumped onto the only big tree in the barrier. Since they were fighting in the forest, it was unavoidable that some big trees were surrounded by the enchantment. What a terrifying soul skill. Paired with his enchantment, it is the nemesis of all powerful and slow moving soul masters. Tang San looked at the mud on the ground and said in shock. No. How could he stand on the swamp? Tang San's pupils suddenly shrank when he saw Yunshu's figure, because at this moment he was walking casually on the swamp. Could it be that this is his own soul skill, so it doesn't work for him? Tang San frowned. The opponent was walking on the swamp like a flat ground, and as soon as he stepped into the swamp, he would definitely be swallowed instantly. How to fight this battle? Now in the entire enchantment, only the tree under his feet can get down, and once he leaves, he will be slaughtered. It doesn't matter. Let's go for it. Even if it was just a test, Tang San wanted to do his best. The fourth soul skill. Blue silver prison. Tang San held Yunshu with one hand, and a scarlet cage made of blue silver grass drilled out from the ground, and trapped Yunshu inside. Okay. Seeing that Yunshu didn't dodge, Tang San jumped directly onto the blue silver prison, and aimed at Yunshu, who was trapped below. preparing to use his first spirit ability. Blue silver grass. What? Tang San, who had just shouted halfway, was choked, because at this moment Yunshu gently brushed his blue silver cage with his hand, and the whole blue silver cage began to burn, and the speed of burning far exceeded his imagination. How is it possible? Isn't my blue silver grass immune to fire attribute? Fleeing back to the tree again, Tang San looked in disbelief at the blue silver prison burnt into nothingness by the blue flame. Thousand bird sharp gun. Yunshu's right hand was covered by silver white lightning, and instantly stretched out a lightning spear about 2 meters long. Not good. Tang San looked at the spear in Yunshu's hand and a bad thought flashed in his heart. As expected, the moment he jumped up, the lightning spear directly split the big tree he was stepping on in half from the middle. Just when Yunshu wanted to continue to use the lightning spear to slash Tang San's body in the air, a huge impact immediately shattered Yunshu's 4 purple flame formations, and the 4 shadow clones maintaining the barrier were also instantly shattered by a wave. Powerful attack to spike. Yunshu frowned and found that the other party seemed to just want to save Tang San and had no intention of attacking him. Tang Heo. Yunshu thought to himself, Tang Heo is probably the only one who can secretly help Tang San in Xiandao City. We'll see you next time. After leaving a word to Tang San, Yunshu put away the Chidori sharp spear and sank directly into the swamp. Tang San, who borrowed the power of the blue silver grass, finally landed on the ground outside the swamp. Seeing Yunshu leave suddenly, Tang San stood up and looked around. Father, is it Dad? Tang San also felt that this barrier was not lifted by Yunshu, but someone used external force to directly break the barrier from the outside. In addition, just now he thought whether Yunshu was sent by his father, and now someone came to rescue him, so Tang San could easily think whether his father was by his side. After waiting for a while, no one agreed to him, but because of this, Tang San was even more convinced that his father was secretly protecting him. If it was the teachers in the academy, they would have come to him immediately after saving him, and only those who secretly protect him are inconvenient to come out to meet each other. When Yunshu returned to the academy, everyone didn't know that Tang San was injured. After all, Xiao Wu's lovesick heartbroken red could only sense Yunshu, not Tang San. But not long after, Tang San came back with a limp. In the battle with Yunshu, although he was not hit by Yunshu, he kept dodging, and the last hit threw Tang San to the ground. Not light. Hey, didn't you go to watch the battle? Why? You got into a fight with someone halfway through the observation? Yunshu teased. Although he knew what was going on, Yunshu definitely wouldn't say it. He didn't want to reveal his identity so quickly. It's interesting to play by hiding your identity. Oh, it's hard to describe in words. Tang San sighed, shook his head and said, "What's wrong?" Yunshu continued to ask. "When I met Kanghu Academy, he wanted to kill me." Tang San said helplessly. "Then, you killed him?" "No, a mysterious person saved me, but my injury is also thanks to him." Tang San said dumbfounded. "It's not heavy, I think you can walk back by yourself." Yunshu touched his chin and said, "Okay, I won't tell you anymore. I have to go to rest. There will be a match in 2 days." Tang San waved his hand and said, "Okay." Yunshu nodded and said, and then left. Kamai World. Yunshu appeared in the Snake Man Temple. Huh, is there no one? Yunshu raised his eyebrows. Usually when he came in, the colorful butterfly and the colorful little snake were here. Alright, I'm here to open the lottery ticket I got earlier. Yunshu thought to himself. System. Use advanced lottery tickets. Yunshu was looking forward to it, wondering what good things he could get this time. Ding. Congratulations on getting the anti-void ability. Ding. The Super God Universe has been unlocked. Anti-void. Yunshu said in surprise. He didn't expect this ability to be selected in this lottery. Anti-void is Jesaialan. No, it should be said to be the ability of the power of Kamigawa, which is a genetic engineering researched by the god of time. Why did you get this ability? Yunshu was a little puzzled. It stands to reason that the anti-void ability already involves part of the power of rules, but it was only drawn in a high-level lottery. It's just weird. Could it be because the anti-void ability is incomplete? Or is it incomplete? Yunshu squinted his eyes. The record of anti-void ability in the original book is not outstanding, except that it can interrupt other people's spellcasting with a roar. It's useless. Yunshu's own pupil technique Gehzhi can also do it. However, with the help of Zixan's void engine, the successful manufacture of the core engine is particularly awesome. After all, it can ignore the laws of energy conservation and mass conservation, and create things out of thin air. This must be the ability of the god of creation. End of this chapter. Chapter 168. The spirit spring that suddenly appeared. Super God Universe. Is it too early to go now? Yunshu is still familiar with that. After all, there are so many beautiful angel ladies in this universe. It's a pity that there are many dangerous people. There is a neurotic Carol who has lived for tens of thousands of years and has been studying how to destroy the entire known universe for tens of thousands of years. Yunshu is very afraid. After all, Yunshu doesn't even have the ability to survive in the universe so far, not to mention Carol. Any force with wormhole ability can't do it. So this world is still too early for Yunshu. Next time. System, can you slow down the time of Super God Universe? Although Yunshu doesn't want to go now, but when he becomes a god one day, what if the plot over there is over? So let the other side pause first. It's better once. Well, let's go to the super god world next time. Yunshu heaved a sigh of relief. The previous fight against Tang San had no results, and was interrupted by Tang Hao halfway, so he didn't get a reward. Of course, Yunshu didn't care too much. After all, Tang San and the others were there, and they could fight anytime they wanted. Yunshu used his own to fight Tang San with his identity. It is impossible for Tang Hao to intervene. Hello. Swadika. Yunshu shouted in the temple. But after shouting for a long time, no one paid any attention to him, which made Yunshu a little depressed. Where did everyone go? Yunshu flew out of the temple and found that many snake human races gathered not far in front. What are you doing? Yunshu floated above the snake men and found that even the colorful butterflies were among them. Little tree, you're here. Kadai said in surprise when she saw Yunshu, then pulled Yunshu and ran towards the place where all the snake men gathered. The colorful little snake who was awakened saw Yunshu appear and swam directly along the butterfly's hand to Yunshu's sleeve. But these Yunshu didn't pay attention. His eyes were completely attracted by the scene in front of him. What is this? Yunshu asked in surprise. A glowing blue liquid was constantly rolling upwards in a spring, and the liquid dissipated soon after appearing in the space. Yunshu stretched out his hand to catch a little bit of spring water and found that what spewed out from the spring was actually aura, and it was liquefied aura. In other words, here is a spiritual spring. Damn it. Where did such a rich spiritual spring come from? Yunshu subconsciously opened his clairvoyant eyes to look into the spring, but he couldn't see anything except the endless blue liquid. Can these things be absorbed? Yunshu asked. No way. Some clansmen have already tried to drink the spring water, but the few who drank it were all blown away. Kadar looked at Yunshu with a look of helplessness in his eyes. Those people were dazzled by the extraordinary treasures of heaven and talent, and they scrambled to drink the spring water, but all those who drank the spring water died in the end. Although you can't drink it directly, you can absorb the vaporized spiritual energy directly. The speed of cultivation here is about twice as fast as the normal cultivation speed. Kadai continued to explain. It has been about a week since they found this spring, but because Yunshu couldn't be notified, and some snake people didn't accept Yunshu as a human being, so they took it without authorization, and their fate was very miserable. All of them exploded to death. Such a rich spiritual spring only doubles the cultivation speed. Yunshu didn't care about those disobedient snake people, but the cultivation speed here is a bit abnormal. Logically speaking, it shouldn't be the only one. Well, because there are too many people absorbing spiritual energy at the same time, it can only be doubled. KD became even more helpless when she said this. After discovering the spiritual spring, several elders of the snake human clan not only did not listen to her orders, but even he just ignored her and drove away some snake people who wanted to take this opportunity to practice. It seems that these guys still need to rectify. Yunshu squinted his eyes. Being so presumptuous in his own world, he really didn't treat himself as an outsider. Let me deal with the matter of the Lin Kuan first. Yunshu opened the eyes of reincarnation and threw out the Lincoln and all creatures within a 100-meter radius, including those snake man elders, and then directly through the space around the Lincoln. Locked so no one can get in. It's not too good. After sealing the Lincoln completely, Yunshu rubbed his chin and said, after all, this group of snake people couldn't absorb the aura of heaven and earth to practice in the world of Shenmue. Now they finally have a place to practice, but they are deprived of it by themselves. Forget it, let's leave a small hole for them. Yunshu thought for a while, and opened a small hole in the isolated space, and the spiritual energy quickly sprayed out from the small hole non-stop. However, how could such a thing appear in my world? Yunshu still couldn't figure it out. However, if you can't figure it out, don't think about it. Anyway, this is a good thing. His world of Shenmue is more and more similar to the real world. Little queen, why are you here again? Sensing the movement in the clothes, Yunshu put the little colorful snake in front of her and nodded her little head with his hands. The colorful little snake seems to have absorbed a lot of aura during this period, and its body length is close to 10 centimeters, which can be regarded as growing up. Hiss. The little snake closed his eyes and rubbed against Yunshu's fingers, hissing non-stop, as if enjoying Yunshu's touch very much. Good performance. I'll reward you with one. Yunshu smiled as he brought the little snake to his lips and mumbled to her, I really don't know if Medusa's soul is sleeping at this time. If not, will she be furious the next time she recovers after seeing this scene and want to kill Yunshu? Oh, that's right. Yunshu suddenly remembered the fire essence pill he had obtained in the cave. Xiaodai, is there a pool in the temple? Yunshu looked at K-Dai. The snake man's temple is quite complicated, and Yunshu didn't want to explore it thoroughly until now. Yes. What are you doing? K-Dai looked at Yunshu suddenly leaving with a bad feeling. Hey. Don't ask. Take me there quickly. I have a good thing. Yunshu took K-Dai's hand and flew towards the snake man temple. He didn't notice the group of snake elders below who wanted to peel off the bark of the cloud tree, but even if he saw the cloud tree, he wouldn't care. He just didn't do anything to these snake people for Medusa's sake. The guys really angered Yunshu, and Yunshu would kill them without hesitation. Here it is. K-Dai brought Yunshu to a pool in the temple. Where? Could it be the bathhouse of K-Dai and Medusa? Make something fun for you. Yunshu took out the Huajing pill and threw it into the pool in front of him. After a while, the whole pool began to emit steaming heat. Why did it become a hot spring? K-Dai said in surprise, covering her small mouth. Isn't this better? Yunshu showed a smirk at the corner of his mouth, then hugged K-Dai and jumped into the hot spring. End of this chapter. Chapter 169. The preliminary tournament is over. Today is the last day of the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite Contest qualifiers. After today's rounds are over, it's time to participate in the promotion competition. And Shrek is fighting against Sharingan Academy. That team is full of Wangyoucao. Yunshu was very interested, so he specifically asked to participate in this battle. Xiaoshu, do you really want to participate in this battle? Everyone looked at Yunshu and said doubtfully, could it be for those girls from Sharingan Academy? Mahanjin looked at Yunshu and said with a strange smile, how dare you? Xiaowu came to Yunshu and grabbed Yunshu's ear and said, although Xiaowu didn't use any strength, Yunshu still pretended to beg for mercy and said, of course not, I just want to compete with the strongest team at the moment. The captain of Sharingan Academy's team, Shubinger, is the top ice attribute martial soul, Ice Phoenix. This top martial soul is the same as Tang San's Clear Sky Hammer. Yunshu wanted to experience it. Well, it seems that we have to ask Senior Douluo to escort us. The master knew that once Yunshu's strength was exposed, there would definitely be an assassin from the Wuhan Palace to assassinate Yunshu on the way to Wuhan City. Don't worry, I will hide my strength when I appear on the stage. Yunshu recently developed a special technique by relying on the hidden spirit technique, which can hide the soul ring. Normal soul masters cannot hide their soul rings. Only those with special skills can hide their soul rings. As for Yunshu, he has already developed a technique to hide the spirit ring with the help of the divine concealment technique. Therefore, when going on stage, you only need to reveal 4 spirit rings. Although Yunshu also has a 10,000 year spirit ring among the 4 spirit rings, but there is already a lesson learned by Tang San, and Yunshu's exposure can at most surprise everyone. Take a look at the power of Shrek Academy. After all, in the eyes of normal people, it is definitely impossible for the 10,000 year soul beast to be hunted and killed by the students alone. It must be the 10,000 year soul ring obtained by the teachers of the academy. You can hide your soul ring, the master said in surprise. Well, I just figured it out not long ago. Yunshu nodded. He didn't say that he relied on the divine invisibility technique. After all, anyone can learn the divine invisibility technique. If everyone can learn it, it wouldn't be too scary. If the divine concealment technique has been cultivated to the level of Dachshund, the body shape and breath are hidden together. Even the title fighting goose may not be able to detect it. This technique can only be mastered in the hands of one's own people, and it is impossible to spread it to the outside world. Really, I feel much more at ease. The master nodded. What he feared most was that Yunshu's true strength would be exposed. Muzihuayu would be destroyed by Lin Feng, and if the spirit hall failed to recruit him, he would definitely assassinate Yunshu. Then, get ready to play. I will take over from Jiangsu this time. My 4th soul skill is the field of ice and snow attributes. It happens to be of the same origin as Sharingan Academy's attributes, and it can be immune to their attacks of the same attribute. And my soul skill you can also boost you like Rangrang. Yunshu took out a patterned mask and put it on his face. Since he wanted to keep it mysterious, he had to follow through to the end. Although the competition does not allow the use of defensive props, but Yunshu's patterned masks are not made of wood, but cloth products. Yunshu followed the crowd and slowly walked onto the stage, watching the 7 Wangyoucao who were dancing on the stage. The corners of their mouths twitched slightly. This wave was the technique of seduction and harem. Want to seduce them by dancing. The formations of the 2 sides are very similar. So how big is the gap in statistics? First, let's take a look at Sharingan Academy. The host Dao Dao began to explain the teams on both sides. Captain Shubinger, a level 43 control system of the Soul Sect. She led Sharingan Academy all the way to the top 5 in the qualifiers. What kind of wonderful performance will she have today? In addition to the captain, Sharingan Academy also sent 2 soul sects, whose strength should not be underestimated. Let's take a look at Shrek Academy again. My god. I don't know if the audience friends have noticed that Shrek Academy did not arrange an auxiliary system soul master for this battle, but added a control system that has never appeared before. This new control type soul master is actually a soul sect. Moreover, his martial soul is actually a forget sorrow grass that I have never heard of before. Could it be that this new contestant is from Shrek Academy? Whole card? What kind of wonderful performance will this new contestant bring us today? Let us wait and see. I announce that the final round of the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite Competition qualifiers will officially begin. Everyone on the field began to release their martial souls. Only Yunshu from the 2 teams did not release their martial souls. The masked man on the opposite side doesn't even open his martial soul. Is he looking down on us? The people from Sharingan Academy frowned when they saw the indifferent Yunshu and said decisively, "Don't be careless. The opponent has 2 control type soul masters on the field, which shows that the opponent's tactics are to quickly eliminate us. As long as we can take the first shot to control the opponent, after a long time, they will be at the end of their strength without support type soul masters. The balance of victory will be tilted towards us." Sharingan Academy Captain Shubinger analyzed it very clearly, but unfortunately, even if she was skilled, she would never have guessed that Yunshu alone could be responsible for the food department, assault department, support department, and control department, these 4 properties. How did they know that it wasn't because Yunshu didn't want to drive, but because the team was standing too close together, and the black aura on Yunshu's Wangyoucao grass was indistinguishable from friend and foe? Isn't it a joke? We can't let them attack first. The first soul skill, Frozen Ceiling. Shubinger immediately summoned her companions to take the lead. Shrek's 2 control systems. If they are allowed to take the lead, the 2 control systems can completely control their entire team in a short time, and they will be slaughtered by then. What? Instant soul skill. Tang San said in shock, after seeing Xu Bing's attack instantly freeze the four of them. The fourth soul skill, extreme cold domain. At this time, Yunshu made a move. Because everyone wanted to fight first, they all ran a certain distance. At this time, Yunshu would not be afraid of affecting his teammates. If he released his martial soul, a strong chill instantly enveloped the entire battlefield. What? That control type soul master is also a vice attribute. Everyone in Yunshu Academy said in amazement, after seeing the effect of Yunshu's soul skill. 10,000 years soul ring. So that's how it is. No wonder he wanted to use a soul master who had never played before against us. So that was the idea. Xu Bing watched Yunshu's mouth slightly raised. But it's a pity. Your ice attribute is far less powerful than mine. Xu Bing said proudly. End of this chapter. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 170, The Preliminary Tournament ends part. It's a pity. Your ice attribute is far less powerful than mine. Xu Bing said proudly with her hands on her hips. Did you misunderstand something? Yunshu's voice came from behind Xu Bing. When all the people present looked at Yunshu behind Xu Bing in surprise, because none of them saw how Yunshu got behind Xu Bing. At first, I wanted to send you off the stage, but now it seems that I'll let you go down so simply. It somewhat disrespects you. Continue. Yunshu said, and returned to the back of the Shrek team again. Originally planned to deal with the strongest control system on the opposite side first, but after hearing Xu Bing's confident look, Yunshu suddenly had a bold idea. He wants to make Xu Bing cry, to crush her proud ice attribute. What a terrifying speed. I didn't see how he approached me at all. Xu Bing looked at Yunshu, who had returned to Shrek's back again, and her heart couldn't be calmed down like a tumbling ocean wave for a long time. If you can see the instant body technique, you will be a ghost. Yunshu looked at Xu Bing with a smile on his lips. Blue silver grass, twine, white tiger barrier. What? Xu Bing finally realized, and found that the four people under her control had all broken free from her ice. My extremely cold domain is not only used for cooling. Yunshu revealed a smile. He only used the effect of the increase in the extreme cold field, so he hasn't used the ability to suppress the opponent. Damn it. The first soul ability, frozen. Xu Bing used the first soul ability again, freezing the four, rushing Damu Bei, Tailong, Jingling and Xiao Wu again. It's useless. In my domain, your ice attribute can no longer restrict them. As soon as Yunshu finished speaking, the four people under control broke free from Xu Bing's first soul skill in an instant. It was only frozen for about a second. Aren't you a control type soul master? Why do you have the overall boost effect that only an auxiliary type soul master has? Xu Bing looked at the helpless Shrek student who could no longer be controlled. Said, there are many things you don't know. After Yunshu finished speaking, he disappeared in place because he had already seen Zuwu, who was secretly performing soul skills behind him. The first soul skill, Sleeping Flower Blade. Yunshu jumped into the air, aiming at Zuwu and shooting several petal throwing knives. Not good. The second soul skill, Ice Ring Armor. Xu Bing saw that Yunshu wanted to interrupt Zuwu's spell casting and quickly summoned the Ice Ring Armor to cover Zuwu's body. Ding, 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 ding. The petal flying knife shot on the armor and made a clanging sound. Do you still have time to look after me? Yunshu landed and jumped back to distance himself. Second soul skill, White Tiger Light Wave. Not good. Xu Bing put her hands in front of her. Captain. The other two Yunshu team members took the initiative to block Xu Bing. Boom! Exclamation mark. But it's a pity that the two soul masters simply couldn't withstand Damu Bei's full blow. The two were directly sent flying by Bailey Guanbo and landed beside the teammates behind them. The fourth spirit ability, Blue Silver Prison. Taking advantage of the Yunshu team's attention being attracted by the two wounded, Tang San took the opportunity to use the collective control spirit ability, Mu Bei, Meteor Shower. Seeing this, Tang San quickly called Damu Bei's fourth spirit ability. Not good. Third Young Master. That Soul Master's soul skill has been completed. Taelong exclaimed. Zhu Wu at the back had already completed her soul skill. Cracks appeared in the arena that was frozen because of Yunshu's extremely cold field. It seemed that the temperature of this blizzard was lower than that of Yunshu's extremely cold field. However, Yunshu's extremely cold domain is, because it covers the entire arena. After all, the smaller his domain, the lower the temperature. Quick! Yunshu couldn't continue playing. If Zhu Wu and Shu Bing's martial soul fusion skills were completed, the power would not be lower than the power of the soul skills used by the Soul Emperor. The fourth soul skill. White Tiger Meteor Shower. Boom! Exclamation mark. Countless impacts knocked the remaining 3 players out of the ring except for Shu Bing and Zhu Wu. I can't let you merge. After all, I'm going to make you cry. Yunshu murmured. Yunshu would not accept the ending of failure after letting the opponent go all out. He wanted to make Shu Bing feel the aggrieved feeling that he could win but couldn't. Sword. Yunshu held his right hand empty, and soon a long sword made of green bamboo appeared in his hand. Bamboo? Shu Bing, who was trapped in the blue-silver cage, said in surprise after seeing the bamboo in Yunshu's hand. Sonic impact. Yunshu held the bamboo with one hand and quickly rushed towards Shu Bing, who was trapped in the blue-silver cage. HMPH. It's late. Just before Yunshu was about to stab Shu Bing activated her third soul skill. The third soul skill, resist the ice ring. Boom! Exclamation mark. A powerful impact erupted from Shu Bing's body. Yunshu was knocked flying along with Tang San's blue-silver prison. It's over. Shu Bing quickly came to Zhu Wu's side, while everyone in Shrek was being bounced away by the impact. Aren't you thinking too much? Yunshu, who was knocked into the air, suddenly appeared above Shu Bing, flying soul bones. Everyone who saw the wings behind Yunshu was jealous. Yunshu's martial spirit is Wangyoucao, which has already been introduced at the beginning, and it is not a flying spirit beast, so now there is only one possibility for the wings appearing behind Yunshu, the external spirit bone. This is also the first time that Yunshu has shown his external spirit bone in front of everyone. You actually have a flying spirit bone. It's hidden too deeply. Shu Bing raised her head and saw Yunshu's figure. Her pupils suddenly shrank. So, stop here. Yunshu held his left hand, and another green bamboo sword appeared in Yunshu's hand. It's called the end now. Yunshu looked at Shu Bing with no expression on the mask, but the haughty tone was exactly the same as Shu Bing's tone just now. Starlight combo. Holding the green bamboo in his hand, Yunshu hit Zhu Wu's waist with a horizontal slash, directly interrupting Zhu Wu's soul skill. Followed up with his right hand, and then struck Shu Bing's waist with a dashing slash, and then, the third hit roundabout, the fourth hit double sword parallel cut, the fifth strike is a cross cut, the sixth strike is a cross cut, the seventh blow. Stop. Yunshu kept hitting the 2 unarmed girls with 2 bamboo sticks so hard, that even Emperor Zhu Yi couldn't stand it anymore, and stopped the game directly. This guy is so ruthless. Even girls are so ruthless. End of this chapter. Chapter 171. After the battle, Yunshu waited for the result outside the soul fighting arena with everyone. After all, Yunshu was just a team member. Facing such a beautiful young lady, you can do anything, brother. What should I say about you? Oscar said helplessly, covering his forehead. I don't know how to pity the fragrance and cherish the jade. Mahanjan also came to accuse Yunshu. Don't worry. I used bamboo to hit them, and I only used some strength for the first blow that interrupted Zhu Wu's soul ability, and I didn't use much force for the rest of the blows. Yunshu said helplessly. It was the first time for him to use a starlight combo, and he wanted to try to hit the entire 16 combo, but he didn't expect to be stopped by Emperor Zhu Yi after only hitting 6 combos. This is the so-called finished, but not completely finished. I won't participate in the next promotion competition. After all, I'm bullying people when I go up one-on-one, so I'm going to try again this month to see if I can reach level 65. Seeing Tang San coming out, Yunshu discussed with everyone after a while. The rewards for bullying people who are more than 20 levels lower than him may not even have the soul gathering pill, so it is better to use the lotus platform of King Lian Dixon Ho to practice, which is 4 times the cultivation speed anyway. Well, that's fine. After all, what you exposed in the previous battle was too eye-catching. You can get rid of everyone's attention if you don't make a move in the next promotion match. The master looked at Yunshu said slowly. Then, Zio Wu, ZHU King. You should work hard. Yunshu came in front of the two of them. Every time Yunshu came back, it was basically because of something, and he rarely got along with them. It was different after the division competition. After 5 years of silence, the situation in the mainland changed suddenly. So Yunshu planned to spend the next 5 years with them. Well, yeah. The two nodded. Then I'll go first. Yunshu spread his wings and took off into the distance. Anyway, the external spirit bone had been exposed in the last battle, so there was no need for Yunshu to hide it anymore, and he could use it however he wanted in the future. Wow. Wings, I'm so envious of him. Several boys looked at Yunshu for his direction and said enviously. After flying away from the crowd, Yunshu returned to the Shenwei space. After all, there is a spiritual spring here, and with the Blue Lotus platform with 4 times the cultivation speed, Yunshu is sure that within a month, his soul power can be raised to at least level 66, 2 levels in a row. The stronger the strength, the greater the chance of winning against the 2 titled geese next time. Although revealing the full strength can easily crush Chrysanthemum Douluo and Ghost Douluo, it is impossible for Yunshu to reveal the full strength unless it is absolutely necessary. After all, Yunshu still has 3 generals who have not used it. I really want to annoy Yunshu. The Godam Psychic channeled 3 giant beasts directly, and the 3 giant monsters can cause serious damage to everything nearby just by appearing. Not to mention a nuclear weapon like Ninetales tailed beast jade. A city the size of a city can be completely destroyed by a tailed beast jade. Yunshu guessed that as long as Ninetales can hit it with a spitting spittle, it might be able to destroy it. Can seriously hurt him. When he came to the closed Linquan before, Yunshu didn't go to CK die. This month he had to level up seriously. The opening of the Super God universe made Yunshu feel that his strength is still too weak, and his physical fitness is not even in the universe cannot survive in space. This strength has entered the Super God universe. I'm afraid that some of the main gods will be directly killed by long distance strikes before seeing them. Who practice begins. More than a month later. As expected of a naturally born natural treasure, my soul power has been raised to level 67 in just 1 month. Yunshu sighed. He thought that this 1 month retreat would reach level 66 at most. It turned out to be 1 more level than he expected. Speaking of which, their promotion competition is almost over, and I should go back. Yunshu remembered the last Fengzai Ocean battle against Tang San. Tang San exposed his second martial spirit in front of everyone for the first time. Then the scene looked quite shocking. Yunshu wanted to go and see it. Huh? When did you come in, little guy? As soon as Yunshu stood up, he found the colorful little snake inside his clothes. The little snake seemed to be hungry and kept hissing at Yunshu. Okay, I'll find something for you to eat. Yunshu began to grope for the ring to see if there was anything that could fill the little snake's stomach. Yunshu poured out all the elixirs in the ring and let the little snake choose by himself. But looking at the pills all over the ground in front of him, the little snake shook his head and continued hissing at Naji, as if he was not satisfied with the pills in front of him. Little guy, you're quite picky. Yunshu raised his eyebrows. This little snake didn't even like a single pill. You don't want the ground fire lotus seeds, do you? Yunshu stared at the little snake's roar and then asked. The little snake suddenly nodded humanly. I'll go. You don't want to eat the cheap ones? Yunshu said in surprise. He didn't expect this little snake to be so picky. Alright. Yunshu had no choice but to take out an earth fire lotus seed and feed it to the little snake. You must know that this earth fire lotus seed is used 1 less than the other. Even Yunshu didn't want to use more in a year of practice. He only took 1, and this little snake ate 2 in just a short time. You say I'm a glutton, but I think you're the glutton, and you only pick good food. Yunshu said with a curled lip. Hey, go back after eating. I'm leaving. Yunshu said angrily. That won't do. Suddenly, an extremely charming voice sounded behind Yunshu, and Yunshu got goosebumps all over his body when he heard this voice. Why did you come out again? Looking at Queen Medusa, Yunshu said with some surprise. This king wants to meet his master. Can't it be possible? At the end, Medusa even stuck to Yunshu's body, staring directly at Yunshu and said slowly, "Don't do this. I won't be able to hold it." Yunshu touched his nose awkwardly. Although he had thoughts about Medusa, this place is not very far from the Snakeman tribe now, and the fluctuations caused by movement are easy. It will be discovered by the snake people. And Medusa doesn't know when she will suddenly turn into a little snake again. "Oh, how dare you think about it," Medusa said coldly while looking at Yunshu's beautiful eyes. As her sister's man, Yunshu is now attracted to her again, which makes it difficult for Medusa to accept. "Okay, what's the matter with you coming out?" Yunshu couldn't believe that she came out to seduce him. She is a queen. How could she do such a thing? "Give me the lotus platform of kingly and earth heart fire. I need it to help my sister and I cultivate." Medusa stretched out her hand and said to Yunshu, "Here." Yunshu didn't refuse. Anyway, if he wanted to use it at that time, he would still come here to practice, and then he could just get it from K-Dai. Medusa has no ability to keep this thing. "I'm going out first." Yunshu also ignored Medusa, left Shenmue world after leaving a word. End of this chapter. Chapter 172. Fengzai Ocean fights Tang 3. The promotion match is at a place designated by the Empire. I remember it's a large campus where the Royal Knights are located. Yunshu had already returned to Shrek Academy, but it was now empty. "Looks like it's not over yet. Just go and have a look." Yunshu followed the imprint on Xiao Wu's body to that special place. It's quite hidden. Yunshu Dang sneaked into this big campus by hiding XZ and came to the camp of Shrek Academy. "Hey." Yunshu came out from the dark and greeted several people. "Xiaoshu, you're back." Xiao Wu and Zhu King said excitedly after seeing Yunshu and walked straight to Yunshu's side. "Yeah." Yunshu rubbed the hair of the two girls and nodded with a smile. "How's the delivery this month?" Tang San looked at Yunshu and said with a smile, "Successful." Yunshu didn't say that he was promoted to 3 levels in a row, but just told them that he succeeded. Jumping 3 levels in a row in a month is too appalling, and walls have ears, and this is the Royal School of the Heaven Da Empire. Yunshu doesn't want to was discovered. "Great. By the way, how is your game going?" Yunshu looked at the crowd with red faces and asked. Although he knew it, he still asked out of helplessness. "Damn, you missed a good show. A few days ago, Fatty was so majestic. He directly defeated the School of Botany, which is one of the 4 element schools." Oscar said arrogantly. "His martial soul is the ultimate fire attribute that most restrains plant attributes. If he can't beat 7, then he doesn't deserve to be called a monster." Yunshu said lightly. "Xiaoshu is right. Don't be complacent." The master stood up and said to everyone at this time, "Okay, it's getting late. Go back and rest quickly. Tomorrow is the last match." The master dispersed the crowd in front of the bonfire. "Let's go." Yunshu also followed back to the boys' tent. He also wanted to watch Tang San's clear sky hammer fight against Fengzai Ocean on the spot, so he didn't go back to the Shrek Academy's dormitory. The next day, Yunshu followed everyone from Shrek Academy to the competition venue. "Did you see that Shrek guy wearing a mask?" the other colleges said in surprise after seeing Yunshu appearing for the first time in so many days. "Could it be that he is Shrek Academy's last trump card? That guy is definitely a ruthless character. He is so ruthless when facing those beauties from Shianshu Academy. Damn it." Fengzai Ocean clenched his fists angrily when he saw Yunshu's appearance. He found Tang San yesterday because of Huo Wu's matter and wanted to fight Tang San. He promised well yesterday, but he didn't expect Shrek to launch this monster today. From the last battle of the qualifiers, it can be seen that this guy's strength is no longer at their stage, especially the mysterious and unpredictable movement method, which is faster than Tang San's Ghost Shadow Mistrak. Tang San's Ghost Shadow Mistrak, at least there are traces to follow. Yunshu is completely teleported. Yunshu also saw Fengzai Ocean glaring at him, so he spread his hands to Fengzai Ocean, then pointed to Tang San, expressing that he would not play today. Although Fengzai Ocean, who saw this scene, didn't have the anger he had before, he still felt a humiliation of being ignored in his heart. Yunshu is so powerful, yet he has no intention of fighting him at all. Could it be that he, Fengzai Ocean, is not worthy? If Yunshu knew about it, he would definitely tell Feng Zai Ocean without hesitation. That's right, just don't deserve. Even the entire 7 Shrek monsters combined couldn't match him. How could Feng Zai Ocean, who couldn't even beat Tang San, arouse Yunshu's interest? Let's start. Yunshu pushed Tang San off the ring. He was looking forward to seeing everyone's reaction when the clear sky hammer was exposed. The final match of the promotion match, Tang San of Shrek Academy will face off against Feng Zai Ocean of God of Wind Academy. Is that mysterious soul sect your Shrek Academy's trump card? Feng Zai Ocean said to Tang San, looking in Yunshu's direction after entering the stage. Tang San was stunned for a moment. He didn't know whether he should tell Feng Zai Ocean Yunshu's true strength. Stop talking nonsense with him, Yunshu said to Tang San via voice transmission. He still wanted to watch that shocking scene. No need to say more, let's fight quickly. Tang San suddenly became calm after hearing Yunshu's voice transmission, looking at Feng Zai Ocean and said calmly, HMPH. It seems right. Seeing Tang San's sudden change of face, Feng Zai Ocean knew that someone must have said something to Tang San secretly, and if nothing unexpected happened, it should be the mysterious soul sect. Blue silver grass. Coiled. Tang San ignored it, but directly attacked Feng Zai Ocean. HMPH. It's useless. Your blue silver grass is immune to fire attributes, but not my wind. Feng Zai Ocean directly smashed Tang San's blue silver grass attack with wind. So strong. Third brother's blue silver grass doesn't work on him at all, Oscar said in shock after seeing Feng Zai Ocean easily break Tang San's first spirit ability. Second soul ability. 2 wolves possessed. Feng Zai Ocean attacked first and directly activated the second soul ability to fight Tang San in close quarters. Because Tang San is a control type soul master, generally speaking, when a control type soul master gets close, everything is over. However, it's a pity. Tang San is not an ordinary control system. He is still a warrior. Condensed like cold jade, invulnerable to all poisons. Mysterious jade hand. Tang San used his Zuanyu hand to receive Feng Zai Ocean's melee attack. Control the crane and capture the dragon. 4 or 2 to pull 1,000 catties. Taking Feng Zai Ocean's arms, Tang San threw them behind him. Spider web bondage. Feng Zai Ocean, who was thrown into the array to complete 3 skills of Tang San. As expected of a genius boy with a 10,000-year spirit ring in the 4th spirit ring. Emperor Zuyi looked at Tang San and nodded with satisfaction. Drink. Seeing the restrained Feng Zai Ocean rushing forward, Tang San prepared to deal with him in one go. You've been tricked. Feng Zai Ocean saw Tang San's mouth raised when he approached him proactively, releasing his first spirit ability, a ray of wind blades. The reason why this move was not used at the beginning was because this spirit ability had obvious range limitations, and it was not easy to hit the enemy. Now that Tang San took the initiative to send it to his door, this ability can be said to be 100% hit. Ding, ding, ding. The spinning wind blade forced Tang San back, and the wind blade cut Tang San's black jade hand and made a ding ding sound. Drink. Taking advantage of Tang San being repelled by the spirit ability, Feng Zai Ocean rushed forward and punched Tang San violently in the abdomen, knocking him flying. Ghost Vine. Parasitic. Feng Zai Ocean's strength should not be underestimated. Tang San could only barely cope with it now, and Wangyoucao's attacks were being neutralized by the opponent everywhere. It was obviously unwise to attack frontally. The first soul skill, Coil. After the Soul Master contest is over, it will be under one person. I know that some old people must like Zai and Feng Bao, but my original intention is not to pick up girls in this world. But if you like it, you can vote in the group, and I will see to the end. Do you want to accept these 2 people? Because I don't know how to do this at the starting point, I created a group for voting. 832,140,094. If there is no one, I will follow the original work by Zai. End of this chapter. Chapter 173, The Clear Sky Hammer. Debut. The first soul skill. Coil. It's useless. Feng Zai Ocean sneered. His wind blade had an absolute suppression effect on the blue silver grass. Feng Zai Ocean raised his hand with 4 wind blades and cut all the blue silver grasses that came running towards him. HMPH. A cold hum sounded behind Feng Zai Ocean. Tang San used the fragments of blue silver grass to hide, and his figure appeared behind Feng Xiaoshan. Boom! Exclamation mark. Tang San punched Feng Xiaoshan in the face, knocking him back. Blue silver prison. Tang San took the opportunity to trap Feng Xiaoshan in it with an instant soul skill. Drink. With all his strength, he kicked Feng Xiaoshan and the blue and silver prison cage away. Wow. I won. Third brother is amazing. Mahanjan said excitedly. This competition is far from over. The master said quietly. How is this possible? Oscar said in surprise. Have you forgotten? Feng Xiaoshan never used his third and fourth soul skills. Kinming explained. So, Mahanjan stared blankly at Feng Xiaoshan lying on the field. It was found that the other party had gradually climbed up at this time. What? The third soul skill. Gale wings. Feng Xiaoshan, who was still lying on the ground just now, was already floating in the air, and he still had the miserable appearance of being beaten just now. My third soul skill can not only condense the wind wings, but also restore the body's state to its peak. Tang San, you are stronger than I imagined. But even so, I will defeat you. Then come on. Tang San's strength is definitely more than that in the original book. After all, this world has Yunshu as a competitor, and Tang San's efforts far exceed himself in the original book. I will use my self-created soul skills to defeat you. You are an honor to lose. Feng Xiaoshan said arrogantly. Galigned Demon Wolf, 36 consecutive slashes. Ding! Exclamation mark. What? Feng Xiaoshan was shocked. His first attack was directly interrupted by Tang San. Weapons. Feng Xiaoshan said in shock when he saw the black sledgehammer in Tang San's hand. What? That's it. Everyone said in shock when they saw the black sledgehammer in Tang San's hand. The clear sky hammer. The legendary no. Martial soul in the world. The nemesis of all assault type martial souls. Yohohoho. It's finally used. Yunshu looked at the clear sky hammer in Tang San's hand and thought excitedly. Twin martial souls? Feng Xiaoshan looked at the sledgehammer in Tang San's hand and his face became more and more ugly. He thought he would be able to defeat Tang San and then beat the masked guy in the final. But he didn't expect Tang San. The twin martial souls in one hand seemed to pour a basin of ice water on him, completely extinguishing him. It's nothing more than twin martial souls, but it is still the strongest weapon soul on the mainland, the clear sky hammer, which is known as the nemesis of all assault types, and Feng Xiaoshan is of the assault type. Although he has the speed of the agility type, he can be of the assault type. It is impossible to ignore his weakness just because of speed, so he will still be restrained by the clear sky hammer. What's more, Tang San had already seen the weakness of his Gale Demon Wolf's 36 consecutive slashes, otherwise he wouldn't have been directly interrupted by Tang San with the first blow. His self-created soul skills rely on the continuous stacking of continuous cuts to deal the highest damage. Now the soul skills are useless before they are connected. 3. The clear sky hammer is the nemesis of all assault type spirits in the world, and that Feng Xiaoshan is the assault type. This was what Yunshu told Tang San before the battle started, and Tang San was very shocked, because he didn't tell anyone about the clear sky hammer other than his father and grandmaster, and Yunshu wasn't there when he was exposed at the academy last time. Presumably Xiaoshu already knew Feng Xiaoshan's true strength. Tang San looked at Feng Xiaoshan in front of him, and thought to himself. When he saw Feng Xiaoshan's self-created soul skill just now, he thought of what Yunshu said to him before the battle, and understood how to deal with it. His chaotic cloak wind hammer technique is the same skill, using strength to continuously superimpose. If Feng Xiaoshan is really allowed to complete 35 superpositions, and then take out the clear sky hammer at that time, I'm afraid that he will not be able to withstand the superimposition of so many layers of Gale Demon Wolf slash. It is better to interrupt him with the clear sky hammer at the beginning self-created soul skills. Come on. This time Tang San was not forced to a desperate situation, nor was he injured by Feng Xiaoshan's Gale Demon Wolf. Although he also consumed some soul power, his overall strength was still normal. Using the 500 Katis clear sky hammer in this state should be much easier than swinging it in the original book. Even if you have the strongest weapon spirit, you don't use it very much, do you? Feng Xiaoshan quickly noticed something was wrong. The clear sky hammer that Tang San took out attracted so many people's attention, which shows that he had never used this spirit before, so in this case, Tang San definitely didn't have time to cultivate this spirit. The most intuitive evidence is that there is no spirit ring attached to the clear sky hammer. Of course, Feng Xiaoshan, who has never seen twin martial souls, naturally can't think of the power of twin martial souls. The second martial soul needs to be more than 10,000 years to live up to it. The reason why there is no additional soul the ring is because Tang San's current strength is still unable to withstand so many soul rings of more than 10,000 years. But how could he have imagined that Tang San began to practice the unique skill of the clear sky hammer since he was a child? The random cloaking wind hammer method, just like his Gale Demon Wolf's 36 consecutive slashes. The clear sky hammer can use this hammer method without a spirit ring. Try? Tang San raised the corners of his mouth, showing a hint of a smile, and said as he looked at Feng Xiaoshan and raised his eyebrows, HMPH. Pretentious. Gale Demon Wolf. 36 consecutive slashes. Feng Xiaoshan used this attack again, but he had already made a plan. Even if Tang San interrupted him again this time, he would use the fourth attack. Soul skills to defeat this guy in front of him. Cloak hammer technique. Third brother, I didn't expect you to have twin spirits. After the competition, everyone praised Tang San at the dinner party. Originally I didn't want to use the clear sky hammer, but I didn't expect this Feng Xiaoshan to be so powerful, and in the end I had no choice but to do something wrong. Tang San sighed and shook his head. Now that the clear sky hammer has been exposed, it is inevitable that he will be watched by the spirit hall. He has already learned about the relationship between his father and the spirit hall. Must kill list. Yunshu may still be recruited, but he is not necessarily the heir of the clear sky hammer. After all, Spirit Hall and Clear Sky School can be said to be inseparable from each other. Tomorrow everyone should pay attention. The Wuhan Palace will definitely intercept and kill on the way, so everyone try to recharge their batteries and prepare for tomorrow's Wuhan Palace assassination in the best condition. Yunshu said lightly at the dinner table. No way, Xiaoshu. With the royal knights as bodyguards, Wuhandian dares to assassinate them? Everyone said in amazement. It is said that the original venue of the finals was not in Wuhan City, but after Xiaoshan exposed the clear sky hammer, Wuhandian specially changed the venue of the finals to the base camp of Wuhandian. You should understand what this means? Yuntree said lightly. Are you so arrogant? Oscar said in shock. Hey, don't be afraid of. Just in case, everyone better be fully prepared. End of this chapter. Chapter 174 Assassination. Everyone, get ready, Yunshu said lightly. The next day, the Royal Knights personally went to all the colleges to pick up all the college teams participating in the finals. Aren't you alright? The team leader came to the door of Shrek Academy and asked. Soon. Zhao Waoqi scratched his head and said embarrassingly as he looked at the empty gate and then hurried back to call for someone. What's wrong? Xiao Wu and Zhu King asked doubtfully as they watched Yunshu keep looking out of the window. Didn't I say yesterday that someone will come to assassinate me? I'm waiting for them to come. Yunshu was looking forward to those two title fighting geese. If he could defeat them, what good things would he get? Are you serious? Liu Erlang looked at Yunshu and said in surprise. He thought that what Yunshu said last night was all his speculation, but he didn't expect him to be so confident that someone would come to assassinate them. Wuhandian and Hao Xianzang are incompatible, and with the advent of the Clear Sky Hammer, that Platinum Bishop LSC will definitely send all the information about Tang San to Wuhandian. It's not like you don't know how Wuhandian works. If you can't get it, destroy it. And Tang San, the son of Haoshan Douluo, must be the thorn in the side of the Spirit Hall, the thorn in the flesh. And I'm not bluffing. Our entire Shrek Academy should be within their assassination range. Yunshu remembered that in the original book, if it weren't for those top quality fairy grasses, Zhu Douluo's target was actually all the students of Shrek. But there are so many royal knights around, would they do it so blatantly? Kinming was also very worried. Wuhandian is not an evil force. After all, the behavior of eliminating hostile forces and eradicating enemies is completely normal under this worldview of the jungle. Similar things are done by Xiandao, Star Luo Empire and other sects. But they were unlucky, and they offended the protagonist of Destiny in this situation, so they finally collapsed and bawled. But Wu Hundian has done what all the forces in the entire continent want to do, but are unable to do, which is to unify the entire continent. A Wu Hundian with such courage must do things unscrupulously, so Wu Hundian's way of doing things is so straightforward. If you can't get it, you will be destroyed. If you are unhappy, you will be destroyed, Yunshu said lightly. And, soon, Yunshu saw a smile on the corner of his mouth when he saw the canyon not far ahead. Everyone in the carriage was speechless when they saw the smile on the corner of Yunshu's mouth, and they were about to be assassinated. You are so happy. There are so many titled Douluo in Wuhan City. Yunshu can't fight, even if he wants to, but here, there are countless allies, and the opponent only has 2 titled Douluo who are not too strong. Yunshu is sure defeating them, of course. Definitely can't use your own identity. Otherwise, Bibi Dong will be in a hurry. If she rips off her face and directly kills everyone in the Pope's palace, how will the plot continue? Tang San will definitely be picked up by Tang Heo, work hard to cultivate to the title of Douluo, and then the father and son will directly smash the Wuhan Hall. The plot doesn't make sense. Soon, the team slowly marched into the canyon, and some people with sensitive perceptions in the team also noticed something was wrong. Stop. The team leader suddenly issued an order. He had already sensed that something was wrong and quickly ordered the team to stop. If they continue walking like this, something serious might happen. Not good. Look at the top, everyone. Someone exclaimed, and everyone looked up. Countless boulders fell from the top of the mountain. Get off the carriage. The carriage is too big. Flender quickly reminded everyone to get off the carriage. Bang, bang, bang. Countless huge boulders fell down, and some people who couldn't react in time were crushed into poop on the spot. Everyone, help me collect boulders, Yunshu suddenly said, shocking everyone. No, brother. Why are you collecting stones at this time? Someone asked suspiciously. Collect it for me, if you want it easier. The bigger the better, Yunshu shouted. He suddenly had an idea, to use these boulders, to complete a more powerful ninjutsu. Okay. Tang San believed in Yunshu more, and after agreeing, he quickly controlled the blue-silver grass with all his strength to catch the relatively large boulder. I'm here to help too. Kinming also followed, helping to deal with some medium stones. Teacher Erlong, you are in charge of protecting the auxiliary system. Yunshu asked Liu Erlong, the strongest in the team, to protect the auxiliary system sole master in the opponent. Dean Flender, go and help me get some big rocks. Yunshu shouted at Flender. I want to see what tricks you little guy wants to do. Flender reluctantly began to do this tiring work. Tang San is still easy to use, with the control of cranes and dragons. The control of blue-silver grass is handy. Soon, more than a dozen boulders were piled up in front of Yunshu, and the largest one was probably 5 or 6 meters in diameter. Little guy, what do you want to do? After the falling rocks almost stopped, Liu Erlang came to Yunshu and asked suspiciously. Yeah, little tree. Why do you collect these stones? Tang San was also very puzzled. These things can't be used as weapons, and their attack power is not as high as the spirit. Hey, watch it. Yunshu pressed his hands on the boulder. He didn't dare to form a seal for fear of being exposed, so he could only use this method to instill chakra into the boulder. Earth escape. Gangly style technique. Yunshu murmured silently in his heart. With the infusion of the cloud tree chakra, the stones seemed to have life. One by one began to roll, and finally each stone was connected together, forming a stone giant with a height of more than 20 meters. My god. What is this? Everyone was shocked when they saw the stone giant come back to life. Look there. Shrek Academy has summoned a giant. Since the stones have been moved to form a gangly style, there is no obstacle between Shrek and Kamikaze Academy, and they can easily see Shire what happened to Lake. This is a soul technique I created recently. I can inject soul power into some inanimate things to control their actions. It's just that it consumes a lot. Yunshu said, pretending to be proud, and then made a looks weak. After all, if everyone knew that he only consumed less than % of the chakra to activate this technique, they would be stunned. Are you okay? Standing behind Yunshu, ZHU Zuking saw Yunshu's body shaking a bit and quickly supported Yunshu. It's okay, the soul power consumption has passed, just take a rest. Yunshu said weakly. Don't worry. The next thing will be left to us. Everyone said quietly when they saw the people in black falling from the mountain. Roar. Ganglishi let out a roar when he saw the man in black. End of this chapter. Chapter 175. We are. Roar. Yunshu gave Ganglishi a direct order to get rid of all the men in black. In fact, there is a reason for Yunshu to pretend to be weak. After all, he will go to fight those two title fighting geese later. If he uses the shadow clone can only paddle, which will make the Shrek people feel doubtful. After all, you are a soul emperor, and you are bound to fight, so you can't be an actor. It's better to avoid the battle before the battle, and make yourself look weak to avoid the battle and seek protection. After that time, even if there is a shadow clone Yunshu, you don't have to fight, and you can still get protection. You guys, try not to stay away from it. Don't think that he is only made of stone, his hardness has been greatly enhanced. Yunshu asked everyone to gather around Ganglishi. This guy's now like an iron puppet that has been strengthened countless times. It does high damage to the enemy and does not cause damage to friendly troops, and it is very resistant to sea afterwards. Yunshu began to paddle non-stop. Anyway, he was sitting on Ganglishi, and he kept manipulating Ganglishi to attack those men in black. The man in black didn't dare to expose his martial spirit, so he could only be ruthlessly crushed by a gangster-style stone hand. HMPH. There is such a soul skill. A contrab with golden wings on his back frowned at Ganglishi, who kept killing the men in black in seconds. Watch me smash you, stone man. Contra looked at the men in black who fell down one after another and couldn't sit still. Although they were all trash, he would be punished if he lost too much. Prestige costume. Susanoo. Of course, Ganglishi couldn't withstand Contra's attack, so Yunshu could only put a layer of Susanoo armor on Ganglishi. Roar. Putting on the armor, Ganglishi roared at Contra, as if to show off. Boom! Exclamation mark. Contra's full blow directly shattered the Susanoo, but the gangly style inside was intact, and the shattered Susanoo was only repaired again within a few seconds, turning into the complete appearance just now. What the hell? Contra looked at the fully restored Susanoo armor and said in a daze, I don't believe you can't break your broken armor. Contra was angry. He was a Contra after all, but he couldn't even break the stone men summoned by a group of little furry children, which made him lose face. Yasuka Kyangawayu. 3 Gawayu, about the size of an adult, appeared together in Ganglishi's hands, each of which was composed of materialized chakras. Yunshu controlled the Gawayu and threw it towards Contra. HMPH. Meh, what? Contra just wanted to catch Gawayu, who knew that Gawayu immediately emitted a burst of light after hitting him, and then, boom. There are really people who are so stupid that they use their hands to receive soul skills. Admiration. Yunshu continued to mock that Contra. With the just slave ceremony, the pressure on the Shrek people is not as great as in the original book. After all, there is such a powerful tool man helping them share the pressure. What an idiot. An unmasculine voice sounded above everyone's heads. Everyone looked up and saw a golden, man descending from the sky. 9 soul rings slowly appeared on the man's body. Titled Douluo. Everyone looked at the soul ring on the man's body and their pupils suddenly shrank. They didn't expect Yunshu to hit the mark this time. Yunshu warned them last night that in the worst case, titled Douluo will appear, and there is no one. Unexpectedly, a titled Douluo actually came today and wanted to kill them. As soon as Douluo appeared on the stage, he instantly killed Ganglishi and smashed it into rubble. Although Yunshu ran in time, he was also affected by the impact. He staggered and almost fell to the ground. Xiao Wu hurried over to help him. Cloud Tree. You really hit the spot, little tree. Tang San gave a wry smile. The 4 words titled Douluo represent the pinnacle of the Douluo continent they know so far. Although the strength of each titled Douluo is different, but this is not something they can deal with. Even the weakest titled Douluo has the strength to instantly kill them all. Now we can only resign ourselves to fate. Yunshu said lightly, as if he didn't care about the appearance of the titled Douluo in front of him. However, what everyone didn't know was that Yunshu in front of him was already a shadow clone. That's why he looked like a sage. I didn't expect you to be very interesting, but it's a pity. You are also on the must kill list. Douluo Yuguan looked at Yunshu with a faint smile on his lips. I'll just say it. Yunshu raised his eyebrows at the Shrek people present, without any fear of imminent death. Yunshu said it last night. It's not that he's bragging, the strength he revealed is definitely on the must kill list of the spirit hall. It's already this time. You're still joking. Xiao Wu and Zhu Zuking said angrily, but they also knew that Yunshu generally wouldn't do things that he was not sure about, so the more calm Yunshu behaved, it meant that they were alive and well. The greater the chance of getting down. Since you are not afraid of death, then you will be the first. Douluo said lightly, pointing at Yunshu. That can't be done. A voice familiar to everyone in Shrek resounded in the air. It's you. Tang San looked up. The person who came was the masked man who said he wanted to test his strength. Rescue here. Yunshu lay in Xiao Wu's arms and grinned. Who is your excellency? Douluo's complexion darkened, and the masked man appeared silently. Even he, a strong man whose strength had reached the title Douluo, didn't notice it. And above him, I won't tell you. The masked man was silent for a while, then suddenly said playfully. This wave of operations made everyone present almost lose their breath. What about the agreed upon strongman? What's the matter with this coquettish tone? Damn it. Douluo was already furious. The other party didn't take him seriously at all, and made it clear that he didn't take him seriously. Die. Douluo stopped talking nonsense, and he was so angry that he directly attacked Yunshu. The 9th soul skill. The chrysanthemums are broken, the ground is full of wounds, and the flowers are heartbroken. Chrysanthemum Douluo directly used the strongest soul skill on Yunshu. Chrysanthemum Douluo's Kerang Tangshan Chrysanthemum martial soul shattered on the spot, and each shattered petal spun like a crescent moon, forming a huge golden tornado, and attacking the masked man. Woo big. The masked man stood there, and the tornado made a blade-like petal slid across the masked man's body, but it didn't hurt the masked man at all. What? How is it possible? End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.